Hey guys, how's it going? Matt from Foulball Productions here. Thank you so much for joining me this evening. I hope that you're doing well. I'm doing phenomenally. Thank you so very much. It's the Culture Crime Fighters. You know it. You love it. It's our Wednesday Bitch Fest.
Basically.
We're trying to get better. We're trying to mold those bitchy little complaints we have into
Well,
something constructive, at least funny or interesting. I don't know. We're working
yeah.
on it.
Because sometimes it's not even a bitch fest. Sometimes it's like, and maybe I'm guilty of the I don't care fest. And you're like, who the fuck are you? Well, I'll tell you, good sir. My name is Vigilante Williamson here on the 62nd episode of the Culture Crime Fighter. So, yeah, so we're trying. We're trying to be entertaining. We gave you vampires and conspiracy theories. Didn't like that. Gave you, some fuck Disney stuff. Didn't like that. But then again, with Stitch and Dildo in the audience, maybe you just don't like us.
I think he's just trying to keep us on our toes.
Yeah,
Trying to
an
keep us on our
accountability
toes.
coach.
Yeah, yeah, that's what we'll call him. Definitely not a troll. Uh, Definitely not a troll at all. Okay, so how you been, Vidge? How's your week?
It's been a week where stuff has happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been having. I don't know if they're shin splints, but I get these leg issues, and they suck. So like, started Monday. That's part of the reason we didn't do a Patreon show, and the last one got us
That's right,
so
we
canceled.
didn't.
It got canceled. But I didn't even like look at my phone to see if you sent anything. I was just like, just tired. I
I
smoked
feel
more
you.
than usual and took more ibuprofen, and it seems to have gone away a bit. I mean, it's still a little sluggish, but it just sucks. And it's like, oh, I mean, I don't necessarily even know what they are. I don't know that it's shin splints. I don't know that it's weight related, but in my head, it's like more evident. Like, hey, fatty, is what you get for being such a fat fuck. So get this fucking weight off of you. You know what I mean? It may not be. Maybe something totally unrelated, but that's what it's. That's the message I'm getting out of it. So
I mean, I would say taking it as an indication to take your health seriously is probably a good way to,
yeah.
interpret that. That seems reasonable. I don't know. I don't think as much as I don't know if it's just our instinct for like being kids or having going through the school that like scolding is the way to change your behavior, but that kind of self-scolding I feel is almost more counterproductive than
Yeah,
productive.
it can be, and you know what? That's part of the problem, right? Because I am a self scolder. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Know what I mean?
I do it
It's
too.
totally the way I am.
And then you just have this terrible like opinion of yourself instead of it being instead of it being like, okay, that'll motivate me. Then you just feel like a real piece of shit. And then like when you say you start doing it, then when you don't, you're like, see, you're still a piece of shit.
Yeah, yeah, and that's man. Motivation has been a huge thing with the motivation has been a huge thing with my weight loss. Like I used to be. I ain't gonna lie. When I was like, oh man, I used to be girls. That was an easy motivation.
It's a huge one.
It
Huge.
worked. And damn all this fucking red pill content. I'm a little girls don't motivate me in the same way because I'm just like and then I'm black pilled on I was black pilled on relationships before I even knew what black pilled on relationships was already. Walking into the door. So it wasn't like I was just cheery jerry, everything's all good. Hell, flavor. We got the flavor with
Hey,
32 flavors of Nick Weiser in it.
we got a YouTube star. Did you hear the good news?
What did he get over 1K?
Yeah, you got monetized.
Ah, yeah.
Way to go, Nick.
We know a made man.
Made man. Congratulations, brother. Very proud of you. Very happy for you.
Cool.
You and Max in like about the same week or so.
Oh
That's
man,
pretty fucking rad, man.
cool.
Two guys who totally deserve it.
Yeah. I'm working hard. Not hardly work, especially Flav, man. I mean, gotta give him. We talk about different formats and stuff like that, and not complaining. Gotta give him credit for Toxic Tuesdays.
Hell yeah.
Admitting to saying, hey, you know what? I'm not gonna just keep complaining about the woke stuff all the time. Let's celebrate the greatness that we did have. And I think that was a very valid and healthy response to it. So, 1K monetization. Hey, I think I may have actually have time, depending on when you do it, bro. So
Hell
yeah,
yeah, dude. Way to go.
yeah. As long as it's not midday, and even if it is midday, I could probably take a lunch and hang out for a little bit.
I can't. I will be flying. I'll be in an airplane.
Ah,
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm hosting the EMF for this week.
Yes, which I really appreciate. Thank you for that. Yeah, I'm going to the southeast with Daniela.
Ah.
I'm gonna be Daniela's bitch, as Sentient Dodo likes to point out.
What's going on in
Her
South Beach?
valet. She's got like a work trip, and she's like, my job said you can tag along if you want. You know, you just have to pay for your flight. I was like, yeah, okay, sure,
All right.
sounds great. Yeah, I got my side chick job. Yeah, yeah. I'd love to go. I'd love this. I'd love to go to your party, Nick. That would be amazing. But I can't. I shan't. I will be in the air or driving or something. Not near my setup. So, but congrats, dude. Way to go.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Congrats.
Fucking A, man.
Congrats. I mean, you had to just go over 1K not too long ago, like within the past month, right? So for them,
I'm
to get
sure he's got the hours, man. No question
yeah.
about that.
Before, I mean, but sometimes they're janky. You know what I mean? So good on you for not getting the jank.
Brightest day, man. He can't get it.
Yeah.
He can't get it done. I see him post. It feels like every day on Instagram. He's got a new rejection letter from YouTube.
God damn it! I'm never gonna get monetized if ever I get there. No way in hell, man. I
That's
gotta.
brutal, dude. It's brutal.
Yeah.
That shadow banning shit is real.
Yeah. And then what happened with because I feel like if my channel gets reviewed, they may just say, "Oh fuck it, we'll just ban this guy. Fuck monetization."
Well, I mean, yeah, you didn't break any rules. I think Brightest Day's problem, I think, is that he posted like a clip from something or whatever, and they're like, oh, yeah, that can't happen. I don't know what the particular issue was, but.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why Brightest Day is facing so much backlash because I feel like his channel is pretty tame. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even with clips, I mean, everybody posts clips, so just let him, take that one down, slap him on the wrist, and let him go about his life.
They might be changing their policies, though, because I got hammered on the cocktail lounge on Friday. Like, I got 3 different not strikes, but like claims.
Claims?
One took the video down for all those trailers we were playing.
I've noticed more claims. I think I got a claim for last week. I don't really review my claims like that because I'm just like, whatever. I mean, if it's a strike, I know I should, but I'm like, because I'm not monetized. I guess we're back into that self-defeating talk where it's just like, well, you know what, nothing really matters. So
Well, if they
that's
take
all
the
it's
stream down though, because I know people like to rewatch the cocktail lounge like the next day. Like I usually have like it rolls through the weekend, pretty much stops after that. But that's like people who are like in England or whatever, or it's an inconvenient time, like they watch it later. So it's like I just felt bad that it was down, so I had to like clip out all those trailers. And it's like a trailer.
If it gets
like
taken down, that's crazy. Especially for a trailer. I mean, shit, how many people repost trailers?
I don't know. Like I got claimed because we were watching on Sentient Dildo's recommendation, Boss Rutan, I think it was this MMA stuff, and that got claimed.
Really?
Yeah, but no big deal. Like that was just like some countries or you can't monetize it. Like whatever. I don't make any money on the monetization of these streams. No, I'll lose out on this 14 cents. No big deal. But then I think it was the Godfather, the Offer trailer took the whole thing down. It's a fucking trailer. You don't want that on more eyes? Why would that be the kind of thing you'd be like, no, get rid of it. We don't want our advertisement out there for free.
This just popped into my head, so I don't know. But I can't.
Crocop, that was it. Yeah, Crocop, yeah.
Crocop.
Anyway.
Mirko Crocop. I'm kicking the shit out of people. Kicking one dude's head clean off. Not off, but it just looked like it was. One thing I thought of is in a world where everyone has shit to say, are they trying to avoid like pre-criticism? Because there's a lot of content creators, not just in this space, but in general, that are already criticizing trailers and reactions. I mean, there's a lot of positive on that, don't get me wrong. But maybe they're just like, shit, we don't want anything out for any reason because it gives them fuel for negative stuff. I don't know. I'm just trying to think it. It could just be that they're retarded. You're right. But it's just like, I don't get why they're being so pushy about trailers.
I don't get it either. Like, aren't trailer reactions like huge videos on YouTube? Isn't that like some people's entire thing?
Yeah, and that's another thing. I don't get the whole reaction thing either. It's like, how do these people not get claimed and struck every time?
I don't know, but like, if anything, it's just going to signal boost the property, whether it's the guy's got a negative reaction or not. Like, everyone in the audience is watching that. So they're
Yeah.
seeing the trailer. Isn't that what you want? Don't you want eyes? Like, it's advertisement. Like, and also you didn't have to pay for that. Like, someone just signal boosted your advertisement that you'd have to pay to put it up anywhere. It's already, I'm doing it for you for free. And that's a problem. It doesn't make any sense.
No, no, it does not.
That'd be like me just doing like a bounty ad in the middle of this for, no money. Be like, they really are great paper towels. And they'd be like, whoa, 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 hey. Like, I just don't understand that.
Don't give them any ideas, man. That might be the next. Like, we don't want you mentioning products because.
But it's, you shoot yourself in the foot for that. Like, I don't know why, like, for what? How does that benefit the company?
It doesn't. But my only thought is like they're just because I can't think of why for trailers specifically when the entire purpose of cutting a trailer is to get more eyes on your product, on your movie or game if it's a game trailer. So
Whatever.
why in the world would you want to claim a trailer? I noticed I had reviews, when I did those. They had like trailer footage, and I was I think it might have even been Tom or somebody said, "Oh yeah, don't use trailers from Warner Brothers. They may claim you." I'm like, what? I'm just like, okay, but that doesn't make sense because I didn't want to use movie footage because I'm like, oh, this will get claimed. Oh, but don't use trailer footage either. Well, fuck, this fair use. It does exist. Like the fuck?
Yeah, I mean, maybe I could have fought it and it would have been taken down. Like, they would have been like, okay, but like,
Yeah,
I'm just whatever. I don't care.
it's
Like,
not worth it to fight it.
it's not worth it to fight it. It's like the video's still down during the whole dispute. So like, why would I? And just like, all right, let's clip it out. Like, I don't care. If you want to go watch the offer trailer, go watch it. Whatever. I'm just helping you. But if you don't want the help, I don't give a fuck.
And since the general says reaction channels can use 10 minutes of an episode for fair use, but that makes it even crazier because a trailer not even 10 minutes, 2 minutes at max. That's
Maybe they're just playing a stupid short game where they want the views and revenue on their channel only. So that maybe they think they've got enough pull that people are like, oh, we can't have it on any other channel, so they'll all have to come to us. Maybe that's like that kind of short-sighted thinking.
Maybe shit. You know what? That's as viable. I mean, remember these are corporations, and
That's so
somebody,
stupid.
you know what I mean? There's an accounting guy and like, look at the trailer money that we're not getting. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's true.
That's as viable reason as anything else.
That's also why we're drowning in streaming services for the same reason. Because they're like, oh, well, Netflix is making all this money. Like, why shouldn't we get some of that? It's like,
Yeah, we could put something for $15.99 or $10.99 or $5.99 and be like everything else. So it's basically like cable all over again for a bunch of shitty streaming services, which none of them work good as cable. So you might as well fucking just keep cable. They're gonna keep cable alive with all these fucking streaming services. That's a whole nother can of worms. I mean, good.
yeah. It's another conspiracy from Comcast.
Yeah, come on. That's definitely that.
What was I going to say? Oh, yeah, I have been hearing about a few good shows. I heard that that HBO Max show about the Lakers is supposed to be pretty good.
Yeah, I've been wanting to see that. I've seen it. I think it's called Winning Time or something like that.
Something like that. It's Adam McKay, and it's about like Magic Johnson and the Lakers, and that sounds.
When he
I mean, it actually looks pretty good.
Yeah, it looks like putting in a lot of work and getting everybody looking, 70s, 80s ish. Hell, Man of War.
Yeah, and it had some good toxic masculinity in it. Like the player was like walking into a room, and it was like the camera was from his perspective, and it was just like a room full of like, beautiful people, like at like a fancy people party, and like this really hot chick just like looks him up and down, and I was like, that's in the trailer, so that's implying like, oh, when you're an athlete, you get to have lots of sex. I was like, yeah, like that's.
Yeah.
I thought that was like a good moment to include in the trailer because I'm like, yeah, that's what men would want to tune in for.
Exactly. They're actually marketing towards men. How about that?
I know. I was like, all right, cool. Maybe there is something here.
Sports related, kind of have to market towards men, right?
Yeah. Hail, Ruben. What's going on, brother?
Hey.
Good to see you. Man of War showing up. Pam and Tommy. Yeah. I have seen Pam and Tommy quite a few times, if you know what I'm saying.
Did you actually see the show they had?
Nah, not yet. I'm on episode 3 or 4 of season 3 of The Expanse. That's just all I've been doing. That's all I've been doing.
Man, when I saw the trailer to that, I just thought this might be too over the top. Sometimes, man, docu-trailers or docu-movies and, or series, sometimes they're excellent and they're great and they show you like a world that you were either interested in or didn't know about or whatever. And other times they felt over the top. the girl who was playing Pam, and I know Pamela Anderson was kind of dumb. I know that's like the case, and I know that she may not even be overacting, right? That may be acting to the exact amount of stupidity that Pamela Anderson had, but it just felt like, ugh, okay. Well,
I honestly have only heard about it. I've never seen a second of footage.
I saw a trailer, and I just said, I don't know.
Bad acting doesn't ruin
Essentially,
a
Dylan
thing
said pretty
necessarily.
good.
Yeah, okay. I mean, bad acting doesn't necessarily ruin a thing. Like
Yeah.
I'm watching The Expanse right now, and the guy who plays James Holden, Stephen Strait, like he's not great at those really dramatic moments. Like he forces it a lot. Like he really like pushes the emotion, and it's kind of cringy, but it still doesn't ruin the show. Like the show's still good. You can have like okay performances in a really good production.
Okay, that's fair.
You know?
That's a fair
Yeah.
point.
Especially if it's like an ensemble. If it's a character piece and it's just bad acting, well, I mean, then there's really nothing else we're here for.
Nowhere to go.
Yeah, I mean, we're here for the character. So if you suck at that, well, then there's no show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's worth checking out to keep in mind what we were just talking about with Nick. Got to focus on the positive, man. Life's too short to be like, everything sucks. The liberals. Whoa.
Yeah, I mean, I still get mad about it. Like, I on some of my meme sites I scroll through, and it's like, people still have that stock take. It's like, whoa, Star Trek's always been woke and stuff like that, and it's just nonsense. So there's still like idiots out there, but like sometimes I see YouTubers that I like and respect, and I see the topic of their video, and I'm like, really? Like that's the same thing you've been talking about for 2 years.
Yeah. Sometimes, listen, it's a business like everything else. I still respect and love these people, but they run businesses.
And it's true, and they know where their bread's buttered. But I'm just like, I'm just a little like embarrassed for you.
I don't know if that I go.
Is that the
far,
word?
but I do
No.
get what you're saying.
That's not what I mean.
But no, but you're on the right track because there is a like, really, you're still really. Sometimes I saw one take and I'm like, you don't even give a shit about this franchise, do you? Like, I'm not saying you have an invalid point, but you don't really give a fuck about this franchise. You and I both know you don't give a fuck about this franchise. It just is in line, and it's like, I get it. That's important. I gotta keep reminding myself. There's still more normies than people who aren't.
Hail toxic.
Hey. But I mean, there is a like, okay, this is a business decision. And hey, I'm a pro-capitalist channel myself. I'm pro-capitalism.
Hey.
Capitalize. Doesn't
Make your money.
Capitalize off me. I mean, it's just because I'm also a consumer, and if I don't want to consume your content, I don't want to consume your content. So I do notice sometimes you say, oh, cool.
I just can't find myself to be interested in it. It's not that like don't think they should be talking about it. Talk about whatever you want, but it's just kind of like I'm like I can't keep going through it. Like it honestly is genuinely painful. You know what I started watching that I've really been enjoying is Half in the Bag from Red Letter Media.
Huh? I don't know if I've seen that.
It's like very popular. It's like they're really one of the first like nerd YouTubers. Like they used to.
I know Red Letter Media.
Like Mr. H reviews and stuff.
Yeah.
And I've been watching their Half in the Bag, and I really enjoy it because it's funny. Like they do make jokes. They avoid the politics and they avoid some of the stickier stuff. I noticed, like they were talking about Matrix, the new Matrix or whatever, and like Lana Wachowski, not weird anything about that whole situation. Just totally step right over that. But it still was entertaining content about these things without kind of stirring up a lot of frustration and anger. Like they just kind of had like a Mystery Science Theater 3000 vibe about it.
Okay.
Which I was like, I like this is entertaining,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool. I like them.
We're trying to figure it out too. Be entertaining. Mm-hmm. Be funny. Be something.
Yeah, I don't know. Something that's not exactly the same. And like we've said before, like there's enough people out there who are doing it better, and they're not going anywhere. As much as that narrative was swirling around it, they're all still around.
Yeah. Yeah, you know what? Since you did us, politics was never their thing. I think with a lot of people, it was not a lot of people's thing, and they kind of got drafted in the culture war.
I love that expression. Yeah.
Yeah, we've been using that a bit. Who was that from?
It's Ryan Long's friend. We stole it, but it's accurate. It's not like, I'm still giving credit. I'm not pretending I coined it.
Yeah, but credit to sample, sample credits, whatever. But some people got drafted in, and now it's like they're part of the platoon. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to kind of go back into just trying to be a fan. I get it, man. Especially you do have to divorce yourself from established franchises. You have to divorce yourself, which I have, and I checked out the Batman. I'll check out shit like that, but I have no hope for anything, no whatever. If something's good, cool, but not either at that point or they're not willing to, or like we said, business. Let's just keep.
I can't go back to loving Hollywood either, and I don't mean that like even from just a political standpoint. Like I opened up Hollywood Reporter just looking for articles because I don't know if you heard, but Andy Dick got arrested for felony sexual assault.
Whoa, I did not hear about that.
Yeah, I think that just broke today. We can talk about it, but I was just on the website and I was just like every single other story just depressed me. Like just seeing like it's the all the PR of Hollywood, all the stuff you can't stand. It's all the you're just like girl power and just like I was like okay, I gotta leave this site. I can't stay. Ogre Squasher, holy shit! He's back from the dead.
He showed up on the stream last week. And I was like, holy crap, how you been? He said he had some personal stuff he was going through, but he's back, and I appreciate him.
Ogre Squasher. What's going on, buddy?
Both of our channels early on. He's the man with the plan. Shout out to Ogre Squasher.
Good to see you, man. Good to see you back. That's great.
I sent you dildo was wrong that you weren't arrested on felony drug trafficking. Because that would have been awkward.
Yeah, he was laundering quite a bit of money through us.
Yeah, we probably been got the RICO charges.
Yeah, right.
Some rapper got RICO charges. I can't remember offhand. But geez, that Andy Dick thing. I know you're talking about the depressing Hollywood thing, but like, whoa, when did that happen? You know what I mean?
I watched Nina Infinity put out a great video on Andy Dick actually. Yeah, and it was it's kind of weird because it's not really her thing is to do that kind of thing, but it was so he's been on this bad downward spiral for a while now, like the past year or so. He like such a dildo still has his doubts. That's funny about Ogre Squasher.
Maybe he had enough money to pay his way out.
Yeah, who knows, man? Maybe he one last run for the cartels or whatever. But anyway, no, she detailed his whole downfall, and it was really tragic and sad. And he like got kicked out of his house, and it looks like he's maybe broke. I'm not sure, but. Yeah, and like he was living with some YouTuber who was like live streaming every second that Andy Dick was in the house, and Andy was on some sad cot in the living room. It was really pathetic and sad. Yeah, he's an addict, and I think he's battled it his whole life, and I guess it's just really gotten the better of him.
Having some drug issues back in the day, but I didn't realize I haven't, been keeping up with him to know he's been falling off this hard. You know what I'm saying?
I had no idea until I saw Nina's video. This was all news to me. And it was sad. It was tragic. It was just so pathetic. And I remember this guy in the comments section posted something, and I was like, that is so spot on. He said, I saw Andy once somewhere, and I just got the feeling that he's the type of guy who's always on, like never turns off the entertainment part of him. And I saw Andy Dick at this Stanley Kubrick exhibit at LACMA in LA like years ago, and that was the exact impression that I got, that he was just always on, always trying to get attention, always trying to entertain, like but like kind of recklessly. Like there was this old camera that was like a display, and he was like pretending to like look through the viewfinder, and he's like touching the exhibits. I was like, bro, you're gonna get arrested. Yeah. When that guy said that, I was like, you nailed it, dude. That's exactly what is going on with him.
Jeez, man. I don't want to say too much about feeling sorry because if it's sexual assault and battery, motherfuckers. I don't know exactly about the story. I guess we'll read it before reading into it. But it's just like, man, it is just like when you grow up with certain individuals as a part of the pop culture lens that exists, and they fall on hard times. It is rough to see. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's rough to see. I mean, I'm not. You can feel bad for him, and he should go to jail.
Yeah,
those two things can coexist.
Yeah, but there is a thing of like because he was just a guy you saw in a bunch of stuff back in the day, and for him to, I get it. Hollywood's a rough place. I get falling off. It's probably not the easiest thing to deal with. But I mean,
and that drug addiction and stuff, man, it fucking eats people alive.
Yeah, man. You just wish he would have got himself some help, before some shit like this happened.
Oh, He got arrested on a live stream.
Oh, Jesus.
TMZ's got a little bit more detail here. All right, let's put that one up.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is sad. Oof, and pathetic. Not judging, just that's pathetic.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Andy Dick arrested on live stream for felony sexual battery. Andy Dick in custody after the trailer he's been living in was surrounded by cops, placing the actor in handcuffs and hauling him away. The whole thing was broadcast live. Oof. You're never going to live that down. Law enforcement sources tell TMZ's Dick has been arrested for felony sexual.
Sorry, what's that last name?
TMZ's
Sorry.
Dick what are you talking?
Right.
Has been arrested for felony sexual battery after an adult male at the O'Neill Regional Park claimed the comedian sexually assaulted him. Oh, it's from a guy. The arrest was streamed on Captain Content's RV live stream Wednesday. You'll see several Orange County Sheriff deputies speaking with Dick before walking him into their vehicles, continuing the conversation, eventually cuffing him and taking him away. Dick and a group of live streamers have been living at the site in the RV for some time now. Sheriff's deputies were seen entering Dick's trailer and searching it after he was placed into custody. They also has to collect the male victim's pants as evidence.
Jesus.
Oof.
Hey, no means no, no matter the gender, man. So.
Oh, word. No, yeah. Absolutely. It's just I just didn't expect that.
Yeah, I didn't. I mean, his whole thing was that he was bi, though, right? That was that's from back then.
Yeah, I'd always heard that, but still, I mean, Jesus. What the hell did he do?
You're in the downward spiral. You're in the downward spiral. Yeah, I would like to know what he's like actually accused of. Did he like
a felony sexual assault? That's pretty rough.
Sounds like. Is he trying to force himself? Like, this is crazy, man. This is crazy, man.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. And this last part was what I saw in Nina's video. It was not the first time Dick's had a serious encounter on a live stream. TMZ broke the story. Cops performed a welfare check at a home Dick was staying at in Vegas last month after a man he was hanging out with pulled a gun during an argument on a live feed.
Jesus.
Pulled a gun on him.
So he's been just like living almost like, because like I've come across people like this just like in the middle of nowhere, Michigan, just like, okay, drugged out bums, you know what I mean, that live on people's couches.
Yeah.
But he's doing it on a celebrity scale, so there's like YouTubers and you know what I mean, but that's the same thing where he's just drugged out, staying on one YouTuber's couch, going to another live streamer's house, and it's just like it's that amplification of not only you just kind of a drugged out mess, but now it's being documented because of the nature of who you're staying with and who you are. It's just like, ooh. And
what an absolute parasite that YouTuber is.
Right?
Literally just using his self-destruction for clicks and views.
For clout, like, hey, I got Andy Dick on my couch, guys.
That's really low.
Yeah.
I mean, someone's going to do it in the world we live in. Someone, it's like, do you ever see that? There's that weird YouTuber. I can't think of his name, but he always kind of has this sort of, look at this chuckle fuck. Here's a guy walking across the street. He has like this kind of real even keel, but very funny, like mocking tone of people. And there was a video from the outside of a TikToker content house. Have you ever heard anything?
Content house? I've never.
Yeah, I don't know if like they rent out a house and then they just are all around the house just doing content. Like it's so cringy.
We're not doing that, are we? Like, we're like, hey, let's just rent a house and be a YouTuber.
We're in the same realm. Let's be honest. We're in the same realm. I mean, I don't think it's.
But I'm talking about like, we both have jobs and shit. Like, we're not gonna say, hey, let's both rent a house, because I do see.
No. But my bigger point. My bigger point, though, was just about the Andy Dick thing. It was just that, I mean, the algorithm does reward and benefit like all that goofy shit on TikTok. Yeah. So someone's going to do stuff like that. Someone's going to rent out a house and be like, look at me, I'm Spider-Man and, Black China or something, whatever the fuck weird, goofy shit they do on that platform. So it's like someone's going to do it. So it's like this whole Andy Dick thing, like someone's going to exploit him. It's like, it's just a shame he's got no one in his life that would look out for him.
Yeah. IP2 said they're not YouTubers. I don't know who IP2 is.
I have never heard of these people.
Hey, Papa Cotton. Appreciate you being here. Shout out to everyone being Man of War. Tots.
IP2 Network. Is that a?
Isn't it like a? It probably
I
stands
don't.
for something else. I'm sure it's not that.
Oh, because it's Captain Contents RV. Oh no, it's a network. It's like
Oh,
when I
is
went to
it?
their website, yeah, it's like a network of streamers.
Oh, okay.
And there's Captain Contents RV. Oh, and he's streaming right now. I guess
Huh.
talking about Andy Dick or whatever.
Jesus, yeah.
Oof, I'm not watching this guy. You're not getting my click, Parasite.
Yeah. But you want to know how strong that clout thought is, man. I'm gonna be honest. The thought is maybe we should live stream his stream for extra clout. That thought go across my head.
Hey,
You know
listen,
what
you
I'm
get
saying?
you get you know you're. I
That'd be
understand like
noble.
the hackier YouTubers. The longer I do this, the more I understand them.
Mm-hmm.
Because it seems gross, but you're just like, yeah, I mean, but they have views. You don't. You know, it's
Yeah.
like you do start to kind of think, you're like, well, that's why trending topics, everyone covers them because they trend.
Yeah, like we spoke earlier. This is a business. We are in a capitalist society. We live in a society, so someone's got to do it.
Didn't you used to have that as like Vigilante Williamson lives in a society or
Yeah,
something?
I did. I
Yeah.
did do that. Lives in the society thing for a little bit.
Yeah. Oh, Tox says Nina knows Dick. Oh, he's kidding.
Yeah, he was making a pun.
That's a joke. I'm an idiot.
But on Twitch.
Fell for that one. Sat right on that one.
Yeah, Papa Cotton brings up a solid point. Don't feel sorry for Andy Dick. He's an abusive drunk. He's an old abusive drunk. Fuck that guy. There's something to be said about this as well, right?
Sure, of course. I mean, I just feel bad that someone can't control themselves.
Yeah. And it's just one of those things like, oh man, you grew up with this guy being a human being, and now he's a complete train wreck of a human being. It's like, ah.
Yeah, I mean, look, I know that Harvey Weinstein's an absolute monster and deserves to be in jail, most likely. But you can still feel bad that there's just this guy who used to be a king in Hollywood and now is locked up and is just like as low as a person can get. You can empathize and feel bad for them, even though they deserve where they are.
It's because it's more of the shock of even like someone like Bill Cosby or something. It's like, oh man, you telling me the guy who was selling pudding pops was putting pills in those pudding pops? You know what I'm saying? It's like, what the fuck? It's almost shock and awe of somebody who was involved with providing you either entertainment or whatever the hell it was, being like so deprived as a human being. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? That's kind of a weird dynamic to deal with.
It is. It's weird, and it's like, they're killing, like, we always talk about, like, on these streams and stuff, how, like, all this identity politics stuff is, like, nefariously killing our heroes, but then, like, there's all these heroes that are actually, like, they are kind of bad.
Yeah, committing seppuku. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Just like kind of doing it themselves. And as you see, maybe should have never been heroes in the first place.
That's a good point. Yeah, it's not just that, like, what they say is out of touch or they, secretly said something racist. It's like, no, you're actually a monster.
Yeah, you're a bad human being who
Yeah.
had this talent or skill set
Yeah.
that got you, access to be an even worse human being that you may have otherwise been. You know what I'm saying?
This is true. This is
Like
true.
I said, there are people like Andy Dick in the same little place in Michigan I grew up outside Detroit. Same type of person. They just didn't make it on this scale. They couldn't act or weren't entertaining. So they're just a bum on someone's couch in a trailer park somewhere instead of being a bum on a YouTuber stream. But it's the same personality as someone who has no self-control, someone who's just saying, yeah, I just need to live on your couch for a few months, guys. And it's like, okay, guy.
Yeah.
Cool bean,
Or just all the bums that are just homeless, throughout this country who
Yeah.
are just drug-addled, train
Yeah.
wrecks of people.
Same thing, yeah. It's just a
Same
smaller
shit.
scale or lower scale, so to speak, but it's the same personality, same thing. Just this guy happens to be Andy Dick, and he lived up to his last name, it sounds like, right? Sorry. Just was there. It was wide open there. Like, I gotta take it.
Andy grabbed my dick.
But apparently he did. Somebody's.
Apparently he did. I don't know, somebody's. That's what it sounded like.
Yeah, man.
Anyway, did you hear about Brady?
Like Thomas Edward Brady of the New England Patriots and Tampa Bay Bucks. What? No, what happened to him?
The same.
The same.
The same Brady. Tom Brady signed a $375 million contract to be a broadcaster with Fox.
Wow.
Did you hear that?
No, I
This
did
is
not.
fucking $37 million a year to be a broadcaster.
I have never seen him broadcast at all. Like
I
some
don't.
athletes will do stuff before, like even Draymond Green, even though he's currently a player, like he'll be he'll be like inside the NBA and shit. So you do sometimes see athletes start to make that transition while playing. I've never seen Tom Brady in a broadcast capacity at all.
No, I
Ever.
don't think anyone has. I mean, the best you see is maybe interviews.
Yeah, you see interviews. Sometimes you can say something that's entertaining, but it's just like, I get who he is. You're betting the farm on him, aren't you? You know
Literally.
what I mean? Like, why would you? Did you need to give him that much money? Did you need to give him a player's salary to talk shit about players?
So I think what happened was Joe Buck and Troy Aikman went
Yes.
to ESPN.
Yeah, did see that.
And so then Fox is kind of sitting there like holding the bag. So either they didn't want to pay those two more, or once they lost those two, they're like, we got to get somebody, so let's get Brady.
Wow,
Yeah. Isn't that crazy?
that's crazy. That's crazy.
To understand the 10-year, $375 million Tom Brady deal with Fox Sports, you have to appreciate how the network has looked at itself since its inception and what it would take to entice the greatest quarterback of all time into the broadcast booth. Fox Sports, bigger, better, blah, blah,
They're
blah,
not getting
blah,
a
blah,
return
blah.
on investment. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna say there are no broadcasters worth that amount. I mean, hell, Zach brings up Stephen A. Smith. I mean, he might be happy for him because he's gonna be able to negotiate a raise. But I mean, he did like everything on ESPN for one point. He was on every fucking show. So I can see somebody like that maybe making a crazy amount of money given that situation. Barkley maybe.
But Brady is the greatest of all time. Like, that's not an exaggeration. So that's going to bring eyes automatically.
But I mean, Michael Jordan never did commentating. Magic Johnson tried, he sucked. I mean, what if Brady sucks? Or
I
is
mean, it's
middle?
possible.
Like, let's say he doesn't suck, but he's just not a draw where he's just like, oh yeah, Tom Brady. You get, sometimes players almost normalize themselves. They go 10 years in the booth. People forget they were players. You know what I'm saying? So
I
it's
mean,
just like,
Romo I think he's a great
great.
commentator.
He's great. He's actually really good. Yeah.
Yeah, I love
I
him.
would almost argue he's a better commentator than a player. I know that may be toxic to say down here in Texas, but bro. That
Not in Houston.
Dude, yeah, maybe not in Houston, but dude, I mean, we've both talked about Romo in his playoff woes. Or,
So many of his woes, his late season woes, late game woes. People still try to say that he's like a great quarterback. I'm like, listen,
his
man,
numbers are good. The numbers
they're
look
amazing. They're tremendous. They're probably Hall of Fame worthy. But the
Yeah.
man choked so often.
good. A lot. He choked even before that rookie year, where he wasn't even the guy almost, but he was still the holder.
That
He just
started
always
it.
had that in. Yeah, he's just always had that in him.
Mm-hmm.
That's just the type of guy he's always been.
Yeah, and I think he's a great commentator. A lot of these guys, I mean, Matt Leinart does all the college stuff. You know? And like there's like doesn't Rondé Barber do a lot of commentating?
Yeah, I think he does. I think it's Rondé. I'm pretty sure it's Rondé.
Yeah, and you got who's it? Boomer Esiason,
Boomer Esiason. I mean, Shannon Sharpe.
Jaworski.
He's
Shannon
not as much a
Sharpe.
commentator, but I think he does. He does the stuff with Skip Bayless on Fox News, and that's not Fox News, Fox
Yeah.
Sports. I think that's their biggest show.
Phil Simms.
Phil Simms. There are guys that can do it, but I mean, there's a laundry list of guys that couldn't. These are the guys. Oh yeah, this guy was an ex-player and is good, and this guy. And I'm not just to that tune. It'd have been
That's a
different.
lot.
It's a lot
That's
of
a
money.
lot of
That's a
coin,
huge
man.
gamble. That's a huge
big.
gamble because if he can't cut it, which I'm sure he'll be good. I'm not saying that I expect Tom Brady to be just completely an idiot. He has media training already.
Yeah, he's well spoken.
Well spoken. He seems like he can be funny. But it's just on average usually ex players make for bad pundits over here. It's just that the ones that do stick are the good ones. But like most
Most aren't good.
everybody, huh?
Most are not good.
Yeah, everybody gives it a try, and then most of them just flake out of it. And then the few good ones that stick around, they happen to be ex players, but it's not like ex-players just automatically translate into the broadcast booth.
100%. And I mean, it's amazing how quickly you forget about these players. Like, remember when who was that guy? The running back for the Vikings, big guy, Adrian
Adrian
something.
Peterson.
Adrian
Yeah.
Peterson. He was. I mean, I remember I saw a post game show where like Barry Sanders was like, "Man, you're like something I've never seen before,"
Yeah.
and then poof, gone. I mean, once you're no longer of use to the NFL, you are a fucking ghost. You're a memory. They don't even bring you up.
Yeah, man. And I'm thinking, shit, is Peyton Manning, how long ago did he retire? About 5-6 years ago? Maybe a little
Something like
longer.
that. A little while, yeah.
But within the 10-year period. And he does commentate, and it's actually pretty decent.
Oh, that's right. Him and his brother do that on Monday Night
Yeah,
Football.
They basically kind of stole the live streamers gimmick, and they
Yeah.
just live stream watch. But it works. It's actually pretty entertaining if you've ever seen it.
That's a clever idea. I don't want to watch the game like that, but I think it's a good idea for people who do.
Yeah, it's an entertaining take.
It's like what Rogan does with MMA.
Yeah, similar. That's a similar comp. But my thought is he's not getting that amount of money. And again, even if he's not adding that much amount of value, like you said, it's cool. It's a different thing. I think he does a few other things for him too, like breakdowns and stuff. But it's like, unless maybe he is, maybe he's getting like 20 million a year, and I'm like, oh shit, that's the going rate.
No, I think he's gonna be the highest paid ever. Because I was just looking up like who else gets paid that much, and it was like the top 5. Now I heard this on another show, and then maybe that might have been dubious. But what I heard, number 2, was the top paid broadcaster was Jim fucking Rome.
Really?
That's what they said.
Yeah.
Jim Rome. Ugh. Okay, so I got a list here of the top 10 highest paid sports broadcasters.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's take a look.
So we got number 10, Skip Bayless.
Jeez.
Fucking boo. Guy sucks.
I'm not a Skip Bayless fan. I think
He fucking sucks.
I think, ironically enough, he's like a LeBron James paid. He paid opposition for LeBron James. Like he
You think
started
so?
off as a hater, but now he's a part of the payroll to be the official hater of LeBron James.
There's always a conspiracy angle with Vig.
But no,
Always.
if you've seen that show with him and Shannon, it becomes clear that this is kind of an act, and it's all in good fun, and it's all a thing. So it's just like, I think if he's not directly paid, he's at least there's no real antagonisticness for him. If he's not directly paid, he absolutely knows that's his job and that's what people want from him. You know what I mean?
But isn't Skip Bayless the guy that claimed he was a good athlete like in high school and college, and then they came up with like his numbers, and like someone like dug into the records and realized like he barely ever played? I heard that. Like he's just one of those guys who still wants to believe he was a good athlete. You know, he lies.
That would be awesome. I almost want to think that sounds like Stephen A. almost. Stephen A. Smith from ESPN. 'Cause
Yeah.
I know he played like D2 basketball or some shit. Like, I mean, it's most commentators are not great, or most good ones that we think of. I mean, like, well, I'm about to say Joe Buck. He's not that good.
I love Joe Buck, but I don't know why Joe Buck gets so much hate. I think Joe Buck's great.
He's just because he comes off like a robot sometimes, and he comes off like,
I don't know. I like him.
I don't know.
All right, yeah, a lot of people hate him. It's not just me.
Yeah, I'm not I don't hate him. I just think he's mediocre at best. I guess he does the job a commentator does, and he does it adequately. I guess it just
Yeah, okay. So here you go. This is about Skip. In 2012, Skip Bayless was criticizing Russell Westbrook, who was then a member of the Oklahoma City Thunder. Bayless was saying Westbrook shot too much for a point guard and began tweeting about his own high school days. This is Bayless did that. Former NBA guard Jalen Rose then called out Bayless for his claims that he was a pretty good shooter at Northwest Classen High School. Did you average 1.4 points as a senior in high school? Rose asked him during an airing of ESPN2's First Take in 2012. He goes, yep, I did. And admitted he was on JV as a junior.
Sheesh.
Which is like, whatever. I wasn't a good athlete in high school either, but I'm not going around pretending I am.
Yeah. You're not stealing valor.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
1.4. That's less than a
Whoa.
basket a game.
That's like you really shouldn't have been on the team.
No, why are you even there?
You know, I mean, you were just like, I mean, how bad was the team that you made it? You know what I'm saying? Like, you didn't
Clean
really,
cleats like a champ, exactly.
right? Like, he didn't really
The
provide
manager,
anything.
the equipment manager, remember that guy
You're
who would
better.
like tag around
Yeah.
with the team and like write down on a clipboard, you know?
I mean, honestly, I'd have more respect for him if he did that
No one
because it's like,
respects the equipment manager.
exactly, that's the point. Because like, at least he got the equipment. Because this, I mean, 1.4 points. It's like you might as well not make the team. Really, you might as
1.4.
well.
Yo, if that's true, you better have a real good sense of humor about yourself, right? Like,
Yeah,
you better be able to laugh at yourself, you know? Just be like, yeah, I mean, I'm just a sports
I'm just
commentator. I
fucking around.
couldn't do it.
Yeah, and I know that's not the same as stolen valor. I'm just using the phrase "new mountain
No,
turk."
that's funny. I think that's funny.
Yeah, don't want to offend the fine people of military.
But 1.4 points as a senior, 8 million a year as a broadcaster.
Yeah, hey, he made up for it.
I don't think any of his teammates are making 8 mil a year.
I highly doubt it. I highly doubt it. Let's see
So,
I was about to say some more conspiratorial stuff. But I'll stop.
look at this as progress. I like this. This is like you're working the steps, you know?
Yeah,
You're
well, the joke wasn't funny enough to say. So I'm like, it's not,
Number 9, Mike Tirico, 10 million. I don't even know who that
Oh,
guy is.
Mike
Tirico.
Tirico. I know him. Insert what I said about Joe Buck about him. I think he's from Michigan though. I think he's
Oh,
from Ann
okay.
Arbor. So shout out to light skinned brother out of Michigan making money. Hopefully I can join him one day.
Yeah. You could join the ESPN crew.
Yeah.
Talk
I just
about the
want-
NBA conspiracy, get fired the first day.
That's exactly what would happen. Folks. Hey, yeah. The
Like, don't you
mag-
think the NBA is rigged? And they're like, oh, you're out.
Yeah.
Mike Tirico knows his stuff, says New Bomb Turk. I mean, I don't, maybe I've seen him and I just don't remember him. I don't remember Mike Tirico, but 10 million a year. It's pretty
He does
fucking
other stuff
solid.
because he hosts. I think he hosts the Olympics.
Oh, is he one of those? Okay.
I think he does. He does everything for NBC Sports pretty much. He'll do whatever they ask him. Like I said, I think he hosted the Olympics a couple times.
Hearing the name, I'm like, okay, I've heard the name Mike Tirico, but I don't remember. I don't
Yeah.
remember any. Like, I have no memory of him like being
He's to me,
interesting.
like I said, Joe Buck, and I'm not talking about whether or not he knows his stuff. You know, Joe Buck is good too. It's just that non-personality personality where they're
So polished,
miscellaneous. Yes, so polished that it's no polish.
miscellaneous. Yeah.
Just like, and I've stolen that from somebody. I think Hatman or somebody's called him
But that's well
miscellaneous.
put. I like that.
Just like you know what I mean. Just he's a really good at commentating, but you don't really notice him, which is probably a good thing in one regard. You're right. You're supposed to be
Who's
about the
that
game.
guy? It's like Ryan Seacrest. It's like just
Yeah.
vanilla ice cream.
Yeah,
Not offensive. Not, just
That's
does
the
the
thing.
job.
that's
Yeah.
exactly what it is. So that's why a Joe Buck or a him even or anyone else may get some traps. Like they're not bad. They do their job well. It's just no. We're so used to that John Madden personality, turducken, and all that shit. That when you don't give us that, it's like, oh, look at this guy.
I mean,
something
I never
bad.
listened to Barstool, but I like the idea of like a comedian. Like I've always thought that like Jim Florentine and like Bill Burr or like another like comic Jay Moore, like I felt like they should have done a sports talk radio show. Like that would be amazing. Like a podcast off a network. Because like Florentine will talk about like the NFL's interests and like them trying to get a bigger audience, and that's why they make these terrible choices, and you're like, oh shit, yeah, when you see it from that angle that makes perfect sense. So it's like I would love to hear guys with genuine insight talk about sports, not guys who desperately want to be on ESPN.
Yeah, there's that, and that would be interesting. That's an interesting
Fascinating.
take. That you just kind of because there is a lot with the different rule changes and the different
Yeah. Like
because if
the
you look at the quarterback
Britney
numbers,
Spears at the Super Bowl show type shit.
different things to get different groups in, and hell, I mean, shit. I know one thing about the the NFL, they are not Disney, right? Like they did the little woke shit, but when it was time for the money, they start doing not just necessarily non-woke stuff, but any gimmick they fucking could. That's when you started seeing the Peyton Manning and Eli Manning thing, and I've seen them do shit on Nickelodeon with slime. They do anything they can to market their product to as many motherfuckers as they can, and get as many motherfuckers to watch their product as they possibly can. And they're unabashed about it. Unabashed
Dude,
about trying to get them.
I was talking about it. We were talking about it during the playoffs. Like, they started getting good at broadcasting again. Like, they started actually like coming up with new shit. Like, I remember specifically. They were going to commercial for like, and it was during one of the playoff games with the Rams, and they said coming up, and it was like the Rams had the ball, and it showed like these, the star offensive players, and it was like, oh shit, like those guys are going to be on the field next, and they're going to have the ball. It got me excited to sit through the commercial break. Like, it was really good broadcasting. I was like, that was smart. That was like, you actually care if I'm watching.
Yeah, they have added little details like that to their broadcast. Just anything they can to make sure they draw your attention, get those advertisers money. Because they're the only people that rate, so they can't, they're the only product that has good ratings. So
and if I get bored, I have a library of video games I can go distract myself with and check in on the score later.
Yeah, honestly, you know what?
Need to keep me.
Say what you will about the NFL, there's a lot that you should say that's negative. But they, out of all these media products, seem to have had the most interest in their actual viewing audience. Like, yes, it's completely money grubbing, and I'm not saying that. But they just said, we want motherfuckers to like us. And I guess nowadays that's so fucking rare that they deserve credit. Like I said, they went pretty hard with some of that helmet shit and some of the bullshit. But when it was time, when they saw those metrics, they saw the lowest rated Super Bowl almost of all time. They ain't fuck around.
They corrected that ship. Now, there's definitely something to be said for the fact that the NFL, coincidentally, was two hometown teams in consecutive years winning the Super Bowl in their own stadium.
Yeah.
That's suspicious because that never happened, and then it happened twice in a row.
Yeah. It would always never happen, even if the team sometimes was good. I think one time the Cardinals were good and they would lose in the conference finals or conference championship. But yeah.
But even so, I swear, I mean, we talk about like what's conspiracy, what's legitimate, what isn't. If the NFL is a conspiracy and it's all rigged, bro, that is one of the most like elegant ballet performances I've ever seen because I can never see through it during the games.
I think with the NBA, there's just more people in on it, and it's just kind of like a joke. But what has to be the only thing that makes sense?
The NBA is a sneaker commercial. Let's be honest.
It really is, and it's a successful, well done sneaker commercial. By the way, it's still a lot of fucking shoes, even outside of Jordans. But with the NFL, with all these sports, they can't be rigged to the letter. There's no way, right?
How? All those moving parts, all those guys on the field. I mean, I know they're great athletes, but are they that good actors too?
Yeah. Like I
catching something in traffic like that and holding on as three fucking giant men tackle you to the ground. That was all orchestrated. That's pretty wild.
I can believe, especially with the refs and the rules they've made, all these leagues have given the refs so much power.
Yeah.
That's kind of all you really need. Maybe there's some equipment stuff with some, I don't know. I bought up my one football. It's, could be not. But I could definitely see these refs doing jank stuff, especially when you start looking at the gambling odds, and it's like certain teams always cover. It's just,
and it has happened. Like the NBA, that guy, that mobbed up ref, yeah. So it's not even unprecedented. It's happened. I mean, it's been happening since professional sports was the thing. The whole Black Sox scandal, it's a thing. It does happen. So it's not like outside the realm of possibility to speculate on.
Yeah, and then, people say, oh, they make more money. Well, now the money to be paid off is more because there's fucking, there's legal gambling. So they're like, okay, we can give you a $50 million tip instead of $50,000. You know what I mean?
And there's people placing bets on the Super Bowl right now.
Yeah.
Before the season even starts,
Yeah. Millions and millions, if not billions of dollars being bet already before the season starts.
All the time. It's its own economy.
It is, man.
So, all right, the next highest paid is Jim Nance. All right, I like Jim Nance.
Yeah, he's cool.
He's one of those guys. He's been around. He's just, it's like, it's weird. Like it's almost like an uncle
Yeah.
You know, because it's just been on the
Yeah.
TV ever since you were a kid. You know what I mean? And like your father and like his, you know, your brothers and stuff always watching it. You know what I mean? Just like someone that was just always in your
He's
life
been
since
there
you were
through
a
it
kid.
forever. Yeah.
Kind of like steady guy. You know what I mean? Like talking about sports. It's like it's weird. These guys like Ed Hockley. You know what I mean? Has been in my life since I was like 5.
That's
it's
crazy to
just
think about
it's
stuff like
weird,
that.
right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I like Jim Nance. I think he's a good broadcaster.
Yeah. Yeah. Jim Nance. The thing about me, unfortunately, sometimes I hear about these guys' personal lives. He didn't do anything wrong. All he did is cry for his wife in a divorce trial, saying
Oh,
he
who?
still loves her.
Drew
But you
Brees?
hear it, and it's just like, oh man, I wish I didn't hear. I wish I would have never heard that audio ever in my life.
Wait,
Because it's
is
hard.
this about Drew Brees?
No, not Drew Brees. It's about Jim
Oh,
Nance.
okay.
Drew Brees.
Oh,
Yeah, Jim Nance did that. And I mean, you feel for him because it's like, who wants to get divorced? This is years ago.
I didn't
Drew
even know about
Brees.
that.
Yeah. It's something that you probably wouldn't have come across. It's just I happened to come across it back when Deadspin was kind of cool and they would just air people out, and it was so sad.
That's
It was.
so sad.
It's kind of like, oh man, that sucks. But Drew
Yeah,
Brees, no, he did the thing. What did he? Didn't he backpedal on some BLM shit or something?
probably. I have no idea. Oh yeah, didn't he like support Trump or something?
Is that
Or
what
he
it
said
was?
something. I don't know. It was like one of those things that was like a hot take, and the next day he was like, "Nah, never mind."
Yeah, it was something just like that. Yeah. So that's what happened
Yeah,
with
they
Drew
do that
Brees.
all the time. They, you know, money. Stephen A. Smith at 7 at 12 million.
What's going on with that suit, man? I don't know if it's
I-
conspiracy theory or just bad fashion, but that's just the fuck
T-
happened, man.
To me, the only value in Stephen A. Smith is that he's a punchline. Like I don't get him as as a straight man with like just his take. I'm like, shut up, Stephen. He's just
He
always
is a-
trying to be inflammatory. It's like, all right, got it with your hot takes, Stephen.
That's how he got on. With Stephen A. Smith, he almost kind of is for not for me, but I do think for this generation of kids, he has an uncle vibe, the crazy uncle maybe.
Mm-hmm.
But he's been there forever, and he's been
Yeah.
on ESPN. And like I say, he was a Sports Center guy. He covered everything, so he's just a guy that you've seen
Always there.
forever the past 10 or 15 years. Every time you turn on ESPN. Unfortunately, I kind of associate him with the downfall of ESPN because once he started to really
Yeah.
be on everything, because that was around the time everybody sort of left. All the cool people left, and it was just Stephen A. He was
Yeah,
not
and they
cool,
were trying to
not
build
cool.
a network around this guy who was like, you know, fourth or fifth on the hierarchy of the coolest guys on that network.
Yeah, that's exactly what they did. And you sit you down though. Yeah, I mean, Matt's a Grand Wizard in the Clan, so that's just how it goes.
Not
As far
quite.
as I know.
I'm up next week. We'll see.
Okay. Well, Good
Yeah,
luck.
fingers crossed, guys.
Good luck.
Yeah,
No.
it's a big election. You know, I'm
But
campaigning.
no, I mean, listen, a lot of people have been, and like I said, a lot of people have been critical of this guy too. But Stephen A., I respect his hustle. Like I said, he was on every
Hey,
fucking
look,
show.
I mean, he makes
But as
$12 million a year to talk shit about sports. I mean, you got to respect that.
Yeah. But if
You
you're
know,
talking about like,
and he has managed to be around and relevant for that long. So, you know, look, you got to give him credit for those accomplishments.
yeah,
But I just don't, you know.
yeah,
I just always found him. I just found him kind of not insincere, but just sort of
You're
like
right.
gimmicky.
yeah, he is insincere. He's a fake hot take artist. He doesn't have
Yes,
like
yes.
I'm a hot take artist, but these are really my takes. I really be believing this crazy shit I be telling y'all. You know what I'm
I know.
saying?
I
I
do.
know, and it's gotten Matt to drink, but like I really be believing this shit. And Stephen A. doesn't really be believing this shit. He just he says shit.
That's what
And
I
there's
mean.
no,
And I just,
no disrespect. He's making 12 million. Good for him. Good for everybody on this
Yeah.
list, by the way. Make your
just
money.
not a
Don't let it
fan.
make you. Yeah, I'm not a big guy who likes Stephen A. Smith. I was surprised when they started to push him. Everyone like, really him?
yeah, me too. I was just like, all right, I guess this isn't for me anymore. Because I always like Scott Van Pelt.
Yeah.
I always thought he
I
was
used
charming
to-
and funny.
I saw him recently, and it was during the woke era. He was really woke. I'm like, oh, come on, man.
I'm sure Who was that one guy who was crying? The college guy.
Oh, Kirk Herbstreit. That was awful, man. What are you doing?
What a fucking bitch.
Yeah, man. I hope it was a conspiracy and you didn't do that on your own, man. I hope somebody put you up to it. I hope somebody say, "Hey, could you cry on it?" Because that's
Yeah,
what was
it
going
probably
on there.
wasn't. It probably wasn't.
That probably was just him. Just
Ugh.
like, oh my god. Because yeah, I kind of thought that was just him, but I was just hoping for his own sake, for as a
It
man.
it might be like him forcing all the anxiety and fear of him losing his job through that sieve of Black Lives Matter. So he's like, I'm really this upset about being replaced. It's messed up what they're doing in these streets.
Oh shit, he was that was his version of doing what Rachel Nichols did. Like, I don't want to be a diversity hired on. So let me
Rachel,
cry.
dude, I saw Rachel Nichols at one of those events that I worked, and
Mhm.
it was one of the big Oscar ones, and yo, she rolled in with Meryl Streep.
What?
Yeah, I was like, what?
How is she connect? You know what? I say that. I think she has some family that's connected.
It must be because it was weird. And bro, she had the most smug, self-satisfied look I've ever seen on a person.
Really, she has that.
Oh, she
Naturally,
believed who the fuck she was.
she's aged. It's just like, sweetie, you look like somebody's mom now.
Yeah, and I never thought she was that hot anyway. I always thought that
She
was a little
was
overblown.
mildly fuckable, but now she's
Yes,
just. And
that's
I'm
as
not
good
trying
as
to
I'd give her.
be, because like, listen, for that's why. Oh man, I'm about to. I, man, I'm at an impasse of trying not to be so edgy and shocking, right? But then I say shit and thoughts like this come to my head. So when it comes to broadcasting, right, and women in sports,
Broadcasting, if you know what I'm saying, right? Broads, in the booth, broadcasting.
when it comes to women, and it looks like he knows a Grand Dragon too, but that picture it does. But no, when it comes to women in sports broadcasting, I'm not saying they can't be there. I'm not saying that all of them fall in this category. But what I am saying is they're most enjoyable most often when they're just slightly fuckable or fuckable and they're out the way. They don't have to be super gorgeous. They don't even
No.
have to be super insightful, but just moderately attractive and out of the way. So everybody else, and that sounds terrible. I know
No,
I'm
it
holding
doesn't.
women
It
back.
doesn't
I'm
sound that bad.
misogynist. But
And I think like you're onto something. And it's like, look, there's a competence too to like Linda Cohen,
yeah, I'm about to say Michelle
right?
Tafoya, another one.
Yeah, like
It's
I
like,
don't, I never minded them being there. Like when in the heyday of Sports Center, I never minded Linda Cohen, Rachel Nichols, any. I never was like, oh, what are these girls doing here? My mom would say shit like that sometimes, which would crack me the fuck up. I was like, what? You can't, what? Like, you can't have that opinion.
but it was
Um,
just like those few. It wasn't like 50 of them now.
oh, it's just all girls.
God, it was just they existed in the paradigm. None of them ever tried to talk and be the star of the subject segment, which is you watch Rachel Nichols the past 5-7 years, all she does is talk
And
over
yo,
people.
let's be honest. Like, sports is still a guy thing. Like 9 times out of 10, you meet a chick, you're not gonna get like her insight on like the Knicks, like
No.
offense.
Sometimes
Like
they may just be a sports fan. Oh yeah, the team's
once
doing
in a
well.
while,
They'll
you'll
wear
meet
a
a girl
jersey.
here and there. Yeah, and like whenever they start talking shit, I'd be like, "Who's a defensive back for that team?"
They couldn't tell you.
You
They
don't
just know
know.
they're winning.
Yeah.
And they just they probably hope that they can slide in the DMs. Who knows? But they just root for I'm in Houston. Oh, Houston's doing well. Oh, got a Texans jersey and a
Yeah.
little pink Texans jersey just because they're doing well. That's what
Right. I like to go to bars and get male attention through sports,
Yeah, it's a gimmick. It's not like a real thing. And I
and
know
it's
Nick's
fun.
offense, like they have had an offense in like
But
20
that's my,
years.
I mean, regardless, those are just the first two sports terms that popped in my head. But you know what I'm saying? Like, I never start talking to a girl and like, oh, what's your favorite hockey team? Like, that's never going to be a conversation you have with a girl. Once in a while, you'll meet an actual female sports fan. It's an anomaly. It's like a unicorn, but they exist. But it's like, but the idea that like, oh, girls need to be involved in sports. Girls don't want to be involved in sports on the whole. Some
Yeah,
do.
man.
But it's not a girl thing.
And I mean, this is going to sound more misogynistic. The only reason that I think girls should be playing sports, and this is actually this goes
To
for
get
all.
that ass tight, you know what I'm saying?
I wasn't going to put it in those terms. I'm going to go. How about this? For the interest of not being so edgy, I'll go a little bit more peaceful, more friendly for health purposes to encourage people, both young men and women, to be in a habit of being active for their health. We'll go with that so we can
I don't think there's anything wrong with girls playing sports.
Yeah,
Go play sports.
play
There's
sports.
girls that
You
are.
should play
There's
sports.
lots of girls that are better athletes than me. Like it's not.
Absolutely, absolutely. So like girls can play sports. You can commentate on it. Do your thing. I'm just not gonna be interested at all.
And I'm just,
Not
it's
talking
just this, I don't even mind that, like I said, it's not that they're there. I don't care. It's this narrative behind it that it's like, there's actually as many women interested. Like, no, there isn't. If there was, it'd be a lot easier to talk to girls. We'd have something immediately in common. I mean, that's one of the things that men, that's how we bond. Like, we already have an opinion about this thing. We already know all the players involved. We can talk about it without knowing anything about the other guy.
Yeah, man.
It's immediate. I mean, it's one of the things that, like, over the years, like, that's how me and my dad actually started bonding. You know, like, we weren't close growing up, like, kind of. But, like, once, like, I was really getting into football and baseball, then we really connected.
Yeah. I mean, because men don't like to communicate with other men. And so this is a method that can happen.
That's kind of funny, as, like, we're on our 60-second episode of talking to each other.
Yeah. 50-second episode, 20 plus
Patreons and
like
countless
30 or
other
40 what's called
cocktail lounges. Yeah.
cocktail lounges, other conversations
men just
outside
don't.
of it. So yeah. So I mean,
But it's just a ridiculous narrative behind it, really. That's so annoying because you're just like, why are there so many girls on this broadcast? You're just like, because women have to be there. It's like, why? Why do they have to be there? Why do women have to populate male spaces? Why?
Yeah, man. A few are cool. A few
Yeah.
are all right. You are add the it's almost like a spice, right? A few just add to the dish. But when you overdo it, even if I don't know anything about the agenda, I see something's up. I see like, well,
Right?
this is weird.
Suspicious.
Yeah. Shit, I got a comment because on an old video, I think it was about Rachel Nichols, saying it just so happened the panel for this show is an Asian woman, a black lady, and a fat white girl. Just so happened. It's about ESPN. Just so
Right.
happened that's the best panel.
That's just, yeah, those are the best people for the job. What a coincidence.
Okay, man. Whatever.
It's just odd how that happened to align with the current politics and their skill set. That's amazing.
Yeah.
What a windfall. All right, so Joe Buck's number 5. Al Michaels at 15. That makes sense.
Yeah.
He's been around forever. Al Michaels is just, he's as sports. Yeah, exactly. He's as sports as the NFL logo.
Yeah, man. He's been around for a while. Let's see what
Yeah.
else is on the list.
And he just went to Amazon for a Thursday night.
Oh, did he?
Which they've been doing Thursday night football for like 20 years now. I still can't remember there's football on Thursday.
Golly, yeah, that's
Even
still,
when my team's playing, I'm like, oh shit, that's tonight?
I forget about it too. And you're right, they've been doing it for a long time now.
Long time.
About
Long
20 years. They
time.
probably shit. Because it's still, you know why? When we grew up, it was just Sunday and Monday, and we just got conditioned. We developed to Sunday and Monday, so Thursday was new.
And that's it. I still don't need Thursday night football. I'll never need Thursday night football.
Bro, the NFL the metrics have shown that people still will watch Thursday night football.
I don't know why.
So that this is because when you talk about brands and brand loyalty, that's why the NFL switched up so quick. The loyalty the NFL has from American males is unwavering. Unwavering across the board. No other brand in entertainment and sports and anything in America has the loyalty of the NFL. And that's
true.
Something that can be like proven with just the ratings. If you look at
Bro,
the
that's
NFL
true, dude.
ratings to everything else.
My dad doesn't even watch baseball as much as he used to. You know what I mean? And he's like,
Yeah.
grew up, it was always on the radio. And even him, like with all like the entertainment options, just not the NFL though.
Everybody turns on that game on Sunday
Goddamn
or
right.
Thursday. If they
Fucking-
want to do the Saturday games or anything else, they're gonna fucking watch.
Greatest show on turf, baby. I fucking love football. I still do. Especially if you're watching with like your buddies or at a bar. It's so much fun.
It is. It's an experience.
It's the shit. I fucking love it. Getting excited, some big turnover happens. It rules.
It's a part. It is an ingrained part of American masculinity.
It is. And it should be.
It literally is.
And it fucking
better
should be.
for
We
worse.
need something. Oh, so look at this whole real quick. Al Michaels getting Thursday night for just one night a week, $15 million a year.
Ooh, one night
God
a week, 16
Damn
nights
that Bezos money.
a year. Hey,
15.
man.
What does that work out to? I mean, that's like
That's
$1 million
show,
a
right?
night.
Yeah, because they do. I mean, they do the playoffs too, don't they?
That's like $1 million a show, though. That's crazy.
Pretty much, yeah.
Good for him. God damn. And then this one, Michael Strahan, 17 million. Holy shit.
Wow. Is that just from the sports though? Because he has the obviously the show. Is that like?
It says, to be fair, some of it comes from ABC's Good Morning America.
Fuck! Come on, that's not fair. That doesn't that doesn't really count then.
It counts. I
I mean,
mean,
it counts. Hey, he's counting. Don't get me wrong.
bro, isn't it weird, though, that this guy, this behemoth of a man, this supreme athlete guy, who, like, put Tom Brady on his ass like 6 times in the Super Bowl, is
Yeah.
like this, isn't Michael Strahan just this adorable guy on like a morning show? Look at him being silly and dancing. I'm like, this guy is a warrior. He is not adorable.
He is a, you know what he is? He is one of those guys that was started to do broadcasting on the way out. He started to get in, and he just saw a vision. He almost puts me in mind of like The Rock, where you're like, wait, you were never qualified for the position you currently hold. How did you get it? And it was just
How
like,
did you get it?
I'm not gonna let. He just aimed for it because he was already. His last few years in New York, if you remember, he started to be a little bit more warm and cuddly because he used to talk shit. He was talking buku shit. But he started to try to be more cool with the media and smile. And he was probably just setting up, hey, I need to know who the connections are and who the people are, and setting up his rise to where he is, man.
Yeah, but I mean, he must be good at it. You don't stay at a position like that if you're terrible.
Yeah, he's. I mean, listen. I've never watched Good Morning America. I am not gonna lie to you guys.
You're not the
It's-
target audience.
No, but hey, if he's able to keep that target audience, it is what it is. He's able to be pleasant and someone you invite in your room, in your home every day.
That little fucking Kelly Ripa, though. I don't know if she still got it, but she had it for a minute. She was sexy. I
She
did
was
an
cute
event.
back in the day.
I did an event for her, like, for her, like, I don't know what it was, getting a star in the Hollywood Walk of Fame or some accomplishment in Hollywood or whatever at this guy's house. And Strahan was there, and it was fucking nuts. And she looked amazing. She looked really hot. But it was just amazing. Like all these guys, like everyone's just having like this little fun Hollywood conversation. I'm like, you should all be in a line to suck this man's cock, okay? This guy is a legend. We're all just like adorably friends with Michael Strahan. No, he should be like at a throne at the top of this. You know what I mean? With like a fucking, like an axe. And like, you should all be so lucky he doesn't cut your head off. Like,
He was a man in his day, man.
the
He was
fucking man.
Best sack leader. I don't know if he retired very close to the top of the sack leaders. I don't know if he was actually number 1 overall. Oh yeah, the best season. But he was a great player, and he
Great
just,
goddamn player. Won a
was-
Super Bowl against Tom fucking Brady.
yeah.
When
Yeah,
they had
perfect.
9 wins that regular season. Like, I mean, that was one of the wildest games I ever saw in my entire fucking life. No one gave him a chance. Stop the undefeated fucking Tom Brady New England Patriots at the peak of their power.
Yeah.
It's unprecedented.
And a lot of it was him. It was that
Yes.
rush. It was either him or
Him and Tuck.
and Tuck and all those guys. They have rushing. They would do 4D linemen. I know that's really inside, but they're doing the 4D linemen instead of having 2D tackles. They would have 2 middle in the middle linemen, so everybody could just rush the passer.
It
Shit
was
worked.
incredible. It was incredible. Yeah, it was just funny. Everyone was just like, oh, Michael. I'm like, oh, Michael. I mean, just disrespectful.
But that's why he doesn't have an axe. He's smart. He was like, you know what? You know why Michael Strahan made all this money? He did something me and you never did with our lives. He understands white women. He understands how to market to white women a lot better than you or me. And that's why he's making the big bucks. He understands how to be. He's comfortable with being in the friend zone of every white woman in America. And that's why he's successful now.
Yeah, I mean, he's probably impaled his share.
Oh, for sure.
So he probably doesn't mind. It's not like a shot at his pride to be in the friend zone for them because it's like,
Yeah.
oh, Michael.
He's a professional friend zone guy, and he comes off with that energy, and everyone
Yeah.
just invites him in his home. And
Yeah.
He just goes to the bank, and he goes to the club, and he comes up in a Ferrari, he picks like you, and they just show up. And
Yeah.
he goes off. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, good for him. Good for Michael Strahan. I got
about
nothing
to
but
be
good
more
things to
pleasant.
say.
I take
Wow.
back everything I said about you, hoes.
Wait, and then
Troy
Aikman at number 2,
I'm not
18
trying
mil.
to- Man,
Wow.
I'm shocked at that one that he's making more because that included his GMA and all the other stuff. Man, I, I, I talk shit about Joe Buck, but like I don't really.
He's
Troy
been doing that for 20 years?
has he been?
Holy shit, that's what it says.
Yeah, it has been 20 years.
Wow. 5-year, $90 million deal with ESPN
God damn.
from Monday nights. Wow.
I guess a lot has to come over. I never thought he was. I mean, I know that's the big
didn't
thing
think
that Buck and Aikman are coming in Monday Night Football. Good for them.
Yeah, they got to get some interesting games first.
That's been the biggest problem. They
Yeah.
keep, I don't know what it was now, but I remember when they first got Monday Night Football on ESPN, the big issue was the flex.
It's the Browns versus the Dolphins. Like, I don't give a shit. I'm not watching that game.
Why are they getting paid so much? I mean, the shit you say about Ogre Squasher, it may be the real deal with some of this money laundering. Who knows? That's another can of orange for another day. But Monday
Dude, the
night,
NFL made $1.8 billion last year. That's why.
and that's just them. That's not all the vendors and people who buy lots. That's not what Madden made. Who
what
bought
the economy around it is. Yeah.
It's a lot of money.
That's but all these guys' salaries combined, that just puts it down to 1.7 billion.
Yeah, man, it's a lot.
It's nothing.
Yeah, man. But yeah, I never thought Aikman was that good. But hey, working for him.
I like Aikman, I do. And then number one's Romo at 18.
Okay.
Number two is Romo.
I like Romo. He actually does deserve to be high on this list. He's done a good job as a commentator.
Dude, as an ancillary Cowboy fan, like, I definitely came around on this guy, but it was like, I liked him when he first came to the NFL, when he replaced, was it Drew Bledsoe.
Yeah, it was Drew. He replaced him too.
Yeah. Yeah, boy Bledsoe.
Sure
That's
did.
just his legacy. Being replaced by younger, more handsome quarterbacks.
Yeah, actually more successful because even all the shit we talk about Romo, he still was a better quarterback than Bledsoe was. No
Romo's NFL numbers are really crazy. I mean, it's
Really
not
good.
something to fucking shake a stick at.
He is the Cowboys leader in everything, right? Even we
Everything.
just played Aikman, but I think Romo's the guy.
He threw for 34,000 yards in his career.
Yeah,
4
That's
Pro
impressive.
Bowls, 248 touchdowns. I mean, that's up there.
pretty impressive.
What's Brady at, like 400 or something?
Yeah, I was about to say up there, but some of these guys with Brady, Breeze, and Manning, they've thrown for so many fucking yards and touchdowns. They stay like at 70K or something. They're like taking it to a whole nother level. I think Brady's close to 100K, something stupid.
Yeah,
plays
past
forever.
TDs is Brady is at 624. Holy shit.
Jeez.
That's quite a bit. It's quite a few.
I think the record was 400 back when I was younger. It's like 200 plus of that. You know what I mean?
All right. Well, he's not even in the top 20, but that's, there's still pretty good numbers.
But yeah, like I said, because nowadays, I mean, I can tell you, guys like Aaron Rodgers are probably in the top 20, like Brady. Even Stafford might be in the top 20, even with the Lions, all those years he had with Megatron. He threw a ton of touchdowns. So
It's Brady, Breeze, Manning, Favre, Rogers, Rivers, Marino, Roethlisberger, Matt Ryan, Eli Manning, Tarkenton, Stafford's number 12, Elway, Wilson, Moon, Unitas, Testaverde. Hey, there we go. Got a jet on the list. Joe Montana and David Krieg. I don't even know who
look
David
how
Krieg
far
is.
Joe Montana's falling on that list. He's damn near not even on it himself.
Yeah.
These guys,
No,
I knew it was going to be a lot of modern players. I mean, Favre was still there. You said Vinny Testaverde somehow didn't get kicked off the list. A lot of those guys played during this modern era with the pass interference rules where you can, and all these other crazy rules where now guys throw for like 5,000 yards. Every
Yeah,
year.
it's so much. It's a completely different game.
Yeah, man. Totally different.
All right. And then the number one next to Brady.
Craig.
It is. It's fucking Jim goddamn Rome.
Holy shit. I'll keep it honest. I'll keep it 1,000% honest. A young Vigilante Williamson. If we go to me between the ages of 12 and maybe 16 before I kind of got into music, you said who's the guy you want to be? It was Jim Rome.
No way.
I wanted to be a sports broadcaster who had because now Jim Rome is kind of benign, but if you remember he was the kind of the edgy guy. Cause I came up,
I know he's such a douche. I always hated Jim
I
Rome.
wanted to be Jim Rome because it was like, okay, I don't want to go so far that I'm Howard Stern. I like sports. I want to be like a drive time radio sports broadcaster. That would be my dream. And to because he was, he had the little talking smack and all this other shit.
I
So
hated him. I swear that character by John C. McGinley in Any Given Sunday is a parody
Yeah,
of Jim Rome.
it probably is because that was his like personality.
Yeah. Thinks he's the hot take guy. I have never liked Jim Rome.
Yeah, I was a huge Jim Rome fan.
Because he had a stupid Rome is Burning on ESPN, which,
Yeah.
I don't think anyone really watched. How the hell has he managed to keep himself $30 million a year?
Ooh, Jesus Christ.
He's such a douche.
How is he get now? That's a curious thing. This is why conspiracy theories exist because I don't see him bringing 30 million in value. Every other name on this list, for the most part, even the ones I'm not the biggest fan of, I understand why they're getting quite a bit of money to do what they do.
He makes $12 million more than Romo.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, for what?
$12 million more than Aikman.
Because like the Rome era where he was basically sports Howard Stern. That's basically what he was trying to do, and I liked it.
Ugh.
But because he would talk his shit and he would be a hot take guy. He would always have his jokes.
He's only got 19,000 subscribers on fucking YouTube.
Then how can he get this much money?
I don't get it.
How
And
can
he posts. His videos get no views.
Then what metric are they using to give Jim Rome so much money? Now, the one thing I do need to...
He's got a video from 2 weeks ago that has 178 views.
Crazy. How is he making 30 million? Now, I'm sure a lot of it is his radio. Is he still doing like CBS radio or some shit?
It's definitely not coming from YouTube. It can't
has
be
to
from
be
YouTube.
that. It has to be his radio. He still got his like the #1 sports show or something like that, and that's just what it's worth, and that's just what they pay him.
Who's a Jim Rome fan in 2022?
Man, I haven't watched anything from Jim Rome since 2005, 2006.
God damn.
That was about the era you just okay, man. I get your take on it because that's kind of when I after a while you realize like, oh, this is kind of a gimmick. And I know now it's like it was a gimmick the whole time, but it's just like.
Do you remember like in Any Given Sunday? I just watched this like a few weeks ago, so it's a little fresh in my mind.
Yeah.
But when he's talking to Willie Beeman, he's like, "Your smack is so fresh." Do you remember that? He's trying to talk. Yeah, dude, that's a Rome. That's what Jim Rome would do.
Yeah,
he would always talk street with black guys.
He did.
I remember I saw him in an interview, and he's like, "So I heard you had a chance to rap with him." Like to rap with him. This was in like 2015. It was like, ugh.
That was Jim Rome's gimmick. Jim Rome, man.
Cornball. 30 million a year.
Listen, for the 90s, he's a perfect 90s ass commentator. He's the most late 90s ass commentator you could possibly be. Like, I'm imagining when I think of Jim Rome, I think of the 90s suit. I don't really think of the Rome is Burning era where he kind of had the clean goatee. I think of the 90s look. I think of that late 90s goofy looking Jim Rome who just so completely assured of himself.
Yes. And inexplicably.
Yes. Just that unwavering. It's almost like Biggie Smalls because he's so short. It's a similar thing. We're like, why are you so confident? That becomes you see this little dweeb looking motherfucker with the goatee and didn't he have the rat tail?
I don't know if he had a rat tail.
He just had some weird 90s cut in one of those suits to try to make you look big, but he looks small. But he's so assured of himself for no reason. It's just I don't know, man. He's so fake edgy, and it's just like it was.
Yeah, he's so.
It was
corny.
the wave. It was the wave to ride in the 90s, and he wrote it. And he was the perfect smack talking. Speaking of rappity rap, oh yeah, then you should copy this so I can actually. Oh, it won't let me.
Ugh, God, that's just.
But yeah, he
wild.
was
Jim Rome.
I can't believe he's making that much money.
Me
I
neither.
mean, that's what it says, so that's what he's doing. But like, really? You know what I mean?
Just don't get it. I mean, all right, good for you, Jim Rome. I mean, I'm not mad at you. It's just like
Yeah.
shocking. It's just shocking. Like, what is he? Look, there's an article that says sports media stunned by Jim Rome's salary.
Of course.
Everyone's like, what? That guy?
Overpayments. Ogre squasher.
Oh,
With
Ogie Squasher.
$100 super chat.
Ogie Squasher? Holy shit. And he didn't say anything again.
Wow.
Well, let me just
Yeah.
dust this off. Hold on. Tremble before the might of the Ogre Squasher. He's back. Hello, Ogre Squasher. Fuck, dude.
We
Thank
talk
you.
about people getting paid too much. You start tossing out super chats. Thank you.
God
Man.
damn, dude.
Thank you,
Keep
bro.
this up. I'll be Jim Rome in no time.
Yeah.
Ogre. Good to see you, buddy.
Yeah, man.
Shit, man. That's what's up. Well, yeah, that was our little sports break for an hour and a half.
It was a long sports break, but I mean, here's what it is.
Fuck.
At least
Yeah.
we didn't complain about franchises we don't care about going woke, so I'll take it.
That's true. We didn't grift anyone.
Shit, you sure as shit didn't.
No, we didn't. I did have what else did I put in the description here?
I said
We
Trump
have,
returned to Twitter.
oh, Trump's back on Twitter. I guess
official.
no, but Elon was saying he would reinstate him.
Yeah, because doesn't he have his own thing that he's trying to do?
Glad to have you,
Glad
Ogre.
to have you back,
Glad to
man.
have you, buddy.
Like I said the other week when I messaged you and you didn't answer, we got a little worried, man.
Well, we were talking about you like I don't know, what was it like I don't know, past few months, just like has he been around? Is everything okay?
Yeah.
You know. Glad to have you back, bud. Glad to have you
We're
back.
providing entertainment. Hopefully, we're doing stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Hope you like
Trump,
the show.
you said something about Trump on Twitter.
Yeah, I guess Elon said he would do it. I guess Elon said he would reinstate him, which is kind of interesting. I mean, I don't know. What do you think about that?
Well, okay. So, and it's funny you talk about Elon. I saw him with a crazy tweet from a few days ago. You talk about me with conspiracy theories. This is the guy who was tweeting, if something happens to me, mysterious, or, you know what I mean? Even his mom said, what the fuck, dude?
He's probably just
So-
kidding.
He probably was. I hope he was, for other reasons that have nothing to do with anything and not legally binding. But as far as Trump, okay, from the standpoint of what Elon Musk is trying to do with his purchase, and I know that's never really the angle we look at. It's all we're happy to have free speech, but this coincides with that. It's probably a beneficial thing to reinstate him, right? Because the whole thing is we're a free speech platform. Apparently, a lot of marketers, a lot of people started to want to use Twitter, from a business standpoint again, because of him taking over. So there is like this positive element of, because say what you will, and Lord knows I've been critical of Orange Man worship, Orange Man bad. I've been critical of things in every which direction about the Orange Man. But I do think when you banned him, you did make a statement against conservatives, for better or for worse. And that's kind of an obvious thing to say, but
I think it goes beyond that, dude. I think
reinstate him kind of brings those people back. But go ahead.
like you can hate Trump all you want, and there's lots of legitimate reasons too. However, he didn't break the law.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't even it's not like he's like a Bush guy who started a war or anything like that. Like,
He actually
there's
kept us out of wars, which I appreciated.
yeah, so the fact that a private company like that would ban and at the time he was the sitting U.S. president from a social media platform it's unprecedented. Obviously, social media is relatively new in history, but it still shows just, I don't know, so much disrespect for a guy you don't agree with, but is the president. Like that the narrative matters that much more than guess what? He is the president. Deal with it. Like they're like, we're not dealing with it. We're getting rid of the president.
But don't forget the narrative. He caused an insurrection He was. I'm telling you the by the
Right.
book narrative. He caused an insurrection. It was for the safety of democracy that they banned him. Right. This
It's
was what they
wild.
said. You know what I mean? Oh, he was causing a. He's gonna cause a. He's gonna cause World War III. Says Star Trek. That's a new thing that happened recently. Um, you know what I'm saying? So
Didn't
that's
even
why
see
they.
that.
Which it's like, bro, if y'all didn't bring up January 6th, I would have forgot it happened. I would
Yeah.
have forgot. It's been a year and a half. Feels like it's been 100 years. Like, bro, bro, I barely care about the black lesbians mattering, and they're grifting. I mean, I know it was a thing. It gripped the country and all this, but it's just like, man, that was now 2 or 3 years ago. And you start to get like, well, it's about 2 years ago, but you start
God
to,
damn, yeah. It's 2 years
you
ago.
know,
Jesus.
yeah. But you know what I mean. You get to that move on point, and I'm at the move on point with all of that shit because how else do you handle it? I mean, you get to a certain point, it's like, oh man, that was all fucked up, but I gotta, go to the grocery store. You know what I mean?
No, I mean, of course, you do have to like deal with your own life, but I just think like the fact, even the insurrection, like it's still crazy that they would get rid of him, and
Mm-hmm.
for me, it's kind of like it sounds like if this is the legit, like his legitimate position, Elon, that's a win for free speech.
Yeah,
It's a pretty
yeah,
big win because he's like, no, legitimately, I'll let him back. Like, why not? Like, he didn't do anything wrong. He didn't break the law. He didn't, promote violence or whatever. It's like, no, he can
yeah.
come back.
And I think, like I said, I went from the marketing perspective and the whole, this it's a capitalist society. He bought Twitter to turn a profit, and we talked about the NFL doing all the stuff they can to turn a profit. He's trying to the free speech people, the conservative, the all those groups. He's trying to bring them back to Twitter because, like, I mean, let's just be honest, man. We talked about some of the metrics of how most of the activity on Twitter was this small few people. You know what I mean? And if you're trying to make something marketable, you need more people there. Twitter, the left is scared normies, even normies who were left, off of Twitter, like the insane leftists.
Dude, I
Whatever.
told you, they scared. Like, I moved to California as an Obama supporter and was like, you guys are out of your minds.
Yeah, they took this leftist from New Jersey and turned him into a Trump supporter.
Yeah, it was that. It was like that. That's what happened. I mean, it was like,
Yeah, but I mean, they scared a lot of people off with that Tumblr shit that Twitter's been for the past 5, 6 years. Just a
yeah.
lot of normal people off, and they're starting to come back. And this helps that come back. Yeah, there's going to be people who dislike him, but let's just be honest. Here's another metric about Trump that people need to just be honest on. He was, I mean, outside of Floyd Mayweather, I cannot think of somebody who was hate loved or love hated or whatever you want to say, whatever phrase you want to use, where people were really invested in their anger for him. Like outside of those two, I can only think of like who used the hate as a marketing tool, and that people, CNN has fallen off without Trump. All these other
Yeah,
things,
they
fallen
need
off.
him.
They kind of need this guy, right?
Dude, it's like, part of why I love Trump is because of how much people hate him and how fucking angry they get spun up about it. Like, I didn't even know I liked Trump until he won the election, and every, feminist and angry little fucking soy boy who would freeze me out of a conversation the second I didn't agree with him was just melting down on Facebook. I was like, this is the greatest day ever. This is amazing. Like, I was thrilled. Like, this was so good. Like, it was, and I can remember specifically, like, I was just watching Anthony Cubia's coverage with Nick DiPaolo of the election, and like DiPaolo's like, holy shit, we're gonna do this. Like, and it was like becoming clear that it was like, oh my god, Trump's actually gonna win. And then I opened up Facebook, and the first thing I ever saw was just this one feminist who accused me of mansplaining, and she was just such a typical like LA SJW twat, and she like posted, I can't. That was her whole post, and I was like, oh, this is amazing. What a win.
Yeah, because you've been in the. I think about this sometimes, like how we talk about woke. You were in like the center of woke central, in the wokest place ever, and I'm not exaggerating. You were trying to get on in Hollywood as a straight white male the past 5 years. I mean,
Delusional.
do brain surgery blind, why don't you? Jesus, you know what I mean?
But you didn't. No one knew. Like, you didn't know that when I moved there, it wasn't like that in 2011. No one knew that.
Yeah, you were just like, oh man, I could just,
And I was like a liberal. I was like, I agree with most of these people. You know what I mean? I didn't feel completely ostracized. But then this identity politics thing was in this whole brand new white privilege and all this shit that just started like becoming mainstream. And everyone in my circles just agreed with it. You had to just kind of like stay low. It was wild, man. It was totally like, I did not expect that. So you're like, yeah, I still have my dreams. I didn't realize that it wasn't just like, oh, this person happens to be woke. This person happens to be woke. It's like, oh, it's fucking everyone.
Yeah.
And it's by design. And they filter out those who aren't. It's like, oh, fuck. I'm screwed. I'm fucking, there's no way.
Yeah.
Sencha Dildo says, so you really didn't like Trump. You liked the meltdown he caused. Pretty much my position. Well, that's what got me intrigued, was the meltdown. That's when I was like, oh, there's more to this than just this demagogue guy, like, who, said, wow. Cause I didn't like build that wall. I'm like, what is this? Like, I didn't take any of it seriously. But then honestly, like after that, I thought he did a pretty good job. I mean, people will blame him for dividing the country, and it's like, okay, but I would also blame the completely biased coverage that no matter what he did, even if it was a net positive, like there were those memes going around, like, Trump cures childhood cancer, and it's like, why did he cure diabetes? He doesn't care about black people, or like whatever. It doesn't matter what he would do; it would be unfairly criticized. So, I think it's like everyone has a part to play in that division, and I don't know. I thought ultimately he was a pretty good president. The economy was the best in like American history. So that's something.
Conspiracy theories aside.
I don't know.
Put them on the side for this conversation. At least this part of it. Man, leftist tears almost got me. I voted for him the second time based off leftist tears, and I ain't gonna lie.
I did.
I ain't gonna lie. So no matter what I can say, I did, and what I never thought I would. I didn't think I was even gonna vote. You know what actually motivated me to vote? Ironically, we already mentioned him, Obama, because they kept. If you remember when that election, they kept playing this fucking commercial with Obama, and it was like they're stealing away your right to vote. You got to go out there. This is what Obama is saying. I'm like, you know what? You're fucking right. I'm going to go out there and vote for Trump. Just because you won't stop playing this commercial, and I'm the target market because of my demographic, so you're playing this fucking commercial, YouTube, because you say, here's a black guy who watches political stuff. Give him an Obama commercial. And because you did that, I said, you know what? Fuck you. I'm going to vote for the other guy. You trolled me into voting for the other person because I was going to say, I'm not going to do it. It's a waste of time. Plus, North Carolina had early voting, so I could just go in any day for the week ahead of time. Just did that.
Did you see? Sorry, I saw a really funny. I couldn't believe it. It was Jamie Foxx does an amazing Trump impression.
I haven't seen it.
Bro, it's hilarious. You want to see this?
Yeah.
It's brief, but the little details are so good.
A lot of great people in my life. A lot of great people on both sides. Lots of great people on both sides.
It's Trump. That's fucking crazy, bro.
It's a lot of great people. Lots of great people on both sides. That's all I can say. Excuse me. Fake news. They're trying to give me the...
Dude, he's really good at the impressions, man.
Bro, did you see his Chappelle?
I don't think I've seen this Chappelle.
Holy shit, dude. It was crazy. It was nuts. I saw Rogan shared it. It was unbelievable.
Yep, he's incredible at impressions. I've seen, I want to say he was doing Doc Rivers, the NBA coach, and I was like in tears. He has a weird voice.
Again. What'd you say? Damn, man, they ran up on stage. I was incensed. Pow, nigga. Thank you, Jamie Foxx. If you're ever in trouble, Jamie Foxx, show up with a sheriff. All the other comedians just stood there. They're waiting on me to die. Wait, take over. I'll see you, Chris Rock. It'll never happen.
Wow.
Right? It was amazing. Like, they're both uncanny.
Yeah, he gets like the cadence and the movements, the motions, the speaking patterns.
I never saw anyone the way Jamie Foxx did the fake news thing. I was like, that's the key, is that dismissal. Excuse me, fake news. And the way he looks away when he says fake news, like, that's how he would run those things. They were so dismissive, and it was like, it would enrage people.
The inflection he did like the exact inflection too. That way he says fake news. It's just like
Great people on both sides. Like, it's like you can almost get the cadence because he nailed it so well. That was amazing. Fuck.
pretty impressive.
I was incensed.
Yeah, he had it like perfectly. It sounds just like fucking Dave Chappelle.
That was unbelievable. That was
He has-
spot on.
Because like when you're doing an impression, you have to understand that person in every emotion that they express and in every way, and that's what makes it uncanny. So he has Dave's like regular talking voice, his angry voice. You know what I mean? His different voices. So that's what makes it like so like
And the silly playfulness that Chappelle has.
yeah,
That was amazing.
yeah, man.
No idea. I mean, I know Jamie Foxx is like a talented performer, but that I was just like blown away. And I saw both those like in a week. I was like, holy crap.
Yeah, some people do actually earn the money. They're like, yeah, they're really like,
Yeah.
I can't do that. You're talented. You're a talented motherfucker, man.
Yeah, because I was young enough. I mean, when I knew Jamie Foxx, he was just like a weirdo on like UPN.
Oh yeah, of course, just a weirdo on UPN.
But he
Random.
was, though. He would just do like silly comedy that didn't speak to me at all. I was just kind of like, oh, that guy. And then he was Ray Charles, and it was like remarkable. You're like, that's the same guy who does all the goofy shit on the Black Network?
It was kind of
Holy fuck.
on the Black Network. We're the Black
What? I mean, what is UPN? UPN wasn't a Black Network?
UPN was absolutely the
All
Black
right.
Network. There was
Let's
no,
be
there's
honest.
no way around everybody. There's no way around it. Comedies even has a line where he says, "I was showing." I would say Ninja because we're trying to be PC,
There you
but
go.
showing Ninja's lines like UPN. So I mean, that was a well known.
Yeah, well, what's his name? Chris Rock had that. UPN, underpaid Negroes.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But yeah, that was a hell of a transition, man.
Yeah,
That
and then
was a
he's
hell
like,
of a- because
and
he
he
was
sings. He's on like the Kanye song.
yeah, he sings.
It's like,
He knows how to play piano and all that shit too.
yeah, he's like great.
Yeah, he's a really talented guy. He's a really talented
Even though-
performer.
Even though I hated that movie, he was really good in Baby Driver.
Baby Driver. Oh yeah, you said you didn't like that movie, which I hadn't seen.
So fucking stupid. But he's really good in it. Like, he plays this villain for about 2/3 of the movie. Then they kill him and just replace him with John Hamm for no reason.
Yeah.
And then it's just like, no, Ham's now the villain. You're like, okay, but you've been building this whole villain arc for like 60 minutes. Why did you just eliminate that?
Hey, for the twist, you didn't see the twist coming. You didn't see the twist coming. You thought he was the villain. I don't know what else is. And the villain is the guy you know was on the good side. Ha ha ha. I didn't see the
Terrible.
movie, but I'm sure that's what happened. 'Cause that was a
It
thing.
was like that. And then Kevin Spacey was like this nefarious gangster character. And then like decides to save him and the girl out of love for no reason. It was such a bad movie.
twist for the sake of twist.
Ugh. And I love Edgar Wright. That hurt.
Hey, everybody, yeah, no one's perfect.
No. All right, we got one last story. Did you hear about this Madonna shit?
What happened? I feel like we were talking. Somebody.
Oh no, this is new. This is new.
Okay.
So Madonna reveals fully nude NFTs and a shocking 3D model of her vagina.
She's 60, right?
Gotta be. Gotta be.
Oh, come on.
What?
Are we gonna get our channel taken down for that?
All right, I'll scroll.
Because I don't want to get.
63.
Man, I'm gonna sound like the biggest misogynist, bro. She's too old for this shit. Somebody should tell her she's too old for this shit. This is, you know why women, I ain't gonna say, oh, I fail all the time. But one thing women do to set themselves up for failure is other women encourage other women to act like dumbasses because they're so hyper competitive that they have no problem letting women fall off a cliff and like you go girl, and I'm like, look at this old bitch. You go girl. You know what I mean?
Hold on. I can't. We can't look at this. Like I can't show this on the stream, but you
Yeah.
have to look at this link. This is fucking insane. I'm gonna put it in the chat because you can. You know that's fine. It's whatever.
Yeah.
But it is insane. This video is insane. Like she's got butterflies and trees coming out of her pussy. Like this is
You know who
in fucking sanity.
you know who I blame? Blame men. I blame every man who gassed her. And I remember when you used to see pictures of her looking younger back in the 80s and shit. She was cute in her day. But it's this gassing up of these hoes. It just gassing them up. Oh, she still got it. No, you don't. You're 63. You shouldn't still want it to have.
I don't know. I do blame men, but I don't blame men for this one. This I think is just that tragic reality that happens to women that they get older and that all that fuckability attention that they used to get is gone. And now they're desperate for it back. Like they didn't realize how much they had until it was gone.
But okay, somebody has to get her the message. Like I remember when she kissed Drake and he looked like repulsed.
Bro,
Should that have been the signal to say, hey, you know, Madonna, you're in your 50s now, you know?
Bro, this shit is insane. She's got caterpillars coming out of her pussy in this video.
I'm sure.
Like it's not, it's all animated, but it's like, what is this?
Oh my goodness.
It's psychotic. And the animation is not even very good. Like it looks like that show from like the 90s, like the Crash reboot or whatever it was. Like the digital animation's not even like, yeah, look at this. What the fuck was that? What the
Check it out.
fuck?
I'm scared to. I guess I should.
Yeah,
Hold
you
on,
should. Dude, this is
I'll watch it on air. Real
nuts.
quick. I got to mute because my damn dog is laid down. He keeps trying to hijack me. Sorry, since I'm doing the show. Hold on.
Bro, she's like standing over a city with like butterflies coming out of her snatch. What is happening?
I guess I do have to see this. This is insane.
It's insanity, dude. What is this? Like, what is this? There's multiple videos.
Oh my goodness.
This is like an NFT too, so it's like there's Mother of Nature, and like it's really a detailed close up of her hoo-ha, and then there's like a plant coming out of it, and then it turns into a tree.
I have a question, and I wish I knew a feminist. Oh my goodness. I'm starting to see like the little preview of
And
it.
yeah, and scroll down. That's how you see the rest of this crazy shit.
I want to. Oh, ew. You're trying to make pussy uncool. How?
How could you do that?
And
Oh
I'm
my-
sure the Illuminati types to say this is some other guy and shit, and I agree. But I want to ask a feminist. You break this down. Why is this empowering? What is this empowering? Explain to me why this is empowering. Where's representation? Because women create life, and it's vibrant.
There's bugs coming out of her vagina.
Exactly. Like this is not.
What
This is stupid.
is going on?
This is stupid. And she's on this. What is this shit?
I don't know.
Ew, the caterpillar one is creepy.
Right?
They're
It's
all-
really creepy.
oh, come on, man. And I don't know who. Like, and yeah, I see what you see. This digital animation.
Like, it's not even very good. This is insane.
I'm
This
gonna
is truly insane.
read a quote. Collaboration. When Mike and I decided to collaborate on the project a year ago, it took you a year to do a few of these digital, like you said.
Animation takes a while, but
Animation takes a while, but like I guess with all the butterflies and shit.
what is this?
But it's like to do 3 videos. Animation does take a while. I'll give you that. If it was one guy, whatever. I was excited to have an opportunity to share my vision of the world as a mother and an artist with Mike's own unique point of view. So I told you there was a man to blame. It's always a man to blame. And I'm not saying that to be a misandrist. There's always a guy enabling a crazy thought. There's always one guy. And this Mike motherfucker, you're the one who enabled this psychopathy. He says, it's been an amazing journey building this together from an intellectual idea to an emotional story, giving birth to art. I wanted to investigate the concept of creation, not only the way a child enters the world through a woman's vagina, I wonder how it gets there because you need a seed, but also the way an artist gives birth to creativity by literally shooting it out of his ass, apparently. Most importantly, his last sentence, we wanted to use this opportunity to benefit mothers and children who are most in need.
Dude, women are always trying to pull this shit. Like Hillary Duff just did this today. I saw she's posing nude in not nude, but you know what I mean, like how they call it, like, you know, quote nude in Women's Health. She looks amazing, by the way. But she's doing this for, like, you know, some cause. Like it's always like, oh, I'm getting nude for like awareness. Like the actresses are always trying to pull this shit. It's like, you shallow whore. That's like when a girl puts a booty picture and has been like, spirituality is like the most important thing in life. And then shut up. You just wanna have an excuse to show your ass. That's what you're doing. Stop with the smoke screen. We all get it. We know what this is.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that's exactly what this is.
It is.
She's still Madonna. She made Like a Virgin '84, so she's still gonna get coverage. And so she comes up with a dumbass NFT. She says it's for a good cause.
Hillary Duff's doing the same thing right now. It's like she's getting nude for, you know, awareness or what. It's like,
Patrice
bitch.
is white. Women are a series of hoes. That's what they are. That's what they self-identify as.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you, if you're, now Hillary Duff wasn't a star like that, but any of these women, right? Why do you have to go nude? Why is the first thing you girls think of when you have status, you want to give awareness, is take off all your clothes? Why is that the most empowering thing you can do? Is get naked immediately?
Because it's the easiest way to get attention. It's just an automatic attention draw, and they know it. But their brains can't let them believe that, so they have to mask it in something else, where it's actually for a cause. It's just like, no, it isn't. It's for eyes on your snatch.
Why for a cause? Why do you have to take your clothes off? And this is your decision. You'll say everything men are objectifying men.
No, I'm not saying why do you have to take your clothes off. Take your clothes off, but just don't be insincere about it.
No, Madonna needs to keep her old ass clothes on. To be fair, it's a digital model, but no encouragement for Madonna to take her clothes off for any reason. Pissing depends, yo.
But it's still like the motivation behind it is fraudulent. Like, yeah, okay, maybe it's technically for charity, but she's doing this for attention.
Yeah, and that's what's like so disingenuous, and it's just like I get when I say why do you take your clothes off? I mean they push this feminist shit right on top. I'm sure I know Madonna's a hardcore mega feminist. She was on that shit way before everyone else, but like they'll push feminism and women power and be benefit to mothers and all this other shit. But it's like the first thing you guys can think to do is to lead with your pussy, literally. That's the very first thing you can do. So I get that women, when they're in relationships with men and the men sell for them because they're in relationships, they're able to be completely like illogical and inconsistent. But I'm just pointing to how illogical and inconsistent all this feminism bullshit is when the first thing a girl can do is show her ass, show her titties, or show her cooch. It's the first thing she thinks to do.
Yeah, but I guess for me, it's the fraudulent motivation. Like, I'm not like maligning her for showing herself off naked. Like I kind of want you to do that. Like I would actually appreciate nude photos of hot girls. I think that's actually quite excellent. However,
then we'll allow it. But Madonna, no, we gotta encourage.
But like you're getting mad at your whole point is like, why is it your first instinct to do it? It's like that's not, because that's a girl, that's a female. Like they want to be desired by the most amount of men and then pick the winner. That's what they want.
No. They're about equality. And they're
listen to me. Shut up.
I know we've covered this on the how fraudulent this shit is on the fucking podcast. Even episodes that we can still have up there.
No, but I'm just saying, like, the truth is not the line, not the PR line. The truth is this is what women want to do.
Absolutely.
And they want to do it safely. And that's fine. We want you to do it as well. It actually works out for everyone involved. But it's the fraudulent motivation behind it that I take issue with. It's like, you insincere, phony virtue signaling whore. Like, you're a whore. Like it's okay to be a whore, but don't act like you're also, Mother Teresa fucking saving children with leprosy. No, you're showing off your coochie and you want credit for it that you're also a good person and not a shallow slut.
I think we're in similar. We're not in this. We're in the same ballpark. We're in different sections of that ballpark. But it's the disingenuous nature of the whole thing, right?
That's exactly what I'm talking about. It's a disingenuous nature of it. That's what bugs me.
I think I'm still focused on that too. That's why I'm asking the question, because it's disingenuous. I'm asking the question because I know the answer. I know that's what women. That's why they do it. They truly do desire. Because it's not just attention for its own sake. They truly desire being attractive to men, and
it's natural, and they should. It's power.
It's natural, but the fact that they won't admit it, the fact that they've gone so hard.
We are on the exact same page.
Yeah, we are on the same page. We're just coming at it in a different direction. I don't know if it was you or me, because we were both drunk this episode. And I think this one's up. It was one up from like a month ago on the Patreon, and we came to the conclusion that like feminism was just a massive shit test from women to men.
Right. I don't remember who came up with that, but I think it is I think there's something to that.
Yeah, man. That's what I really think is at play here.
I genuinely do. Like, it makes kind of sense, right?
Yeah. Like, they're just waiting to see if we're going to keep buying this bullshit.
Yeah.
And the longer we keep buying it, because I've even made this point, like, look at who even these liberal girls go for. They go for the straightest, whitest, most tallest, masculine man they can find. They try to break them now.
Kind of. You're right about that, but there's always something. I'm always like,
there's the beta boys getting it too. You brought
it's
that
not the
up.
beta boy. I always wonder about the guys who are with these chicks, right? Because I'm like, you seem like a cool dude. How do you put up with all her bullshit? Like, oh, do you believe? Maybe I feel like they might be guys who actually kind of believe it.
Maybe.
Because I've had men argue feminist points to me before. It's not like universally men don't think it's valid.
You're right on that. Maybe that's it. And well, I mean, listen, the guys that they really want a lot of times don't have to do. They don't get the same. They don't get that.
If you have enough social status, that overrides all of it.
So if
you can be toxic, but also if you're like a rapper, for instance. Like, I was thinking about this, like how hypocritical like this embracing of hip hop culture is by like the woke left, where it's like it could be the most misogynistic and crudely capitalistic culture I've ever encountered. And you're like, yes, Queen Slay. It's just like, but the whole thing is like hustle culture. It's like make as much money as you can, no matter what, whatever. That's the number one goal. And also fuck bitches. I don't give a shit about them. And they're all like, rah, rah. I'm like, that conflicts with all of your values. Every single thing that guy just said conflicts with every principle you hold dear.
Well, let's do some psychoanalyst thing. It's almost, don't believe the line. To kind of take what you just said. So we know wokies kind of don't like the groups that they like seeing them in socially approved statuses. So the status of seeing a black person as a rapper / drug dealer, that's like a yes. This is where you belong. They won't say this out loud, but there's that, and there's the like.
I don't know if it goes like people try to say that about woke people. I don't see the evidence of that. I think like there's something racist about it, but I don't think it's that. I don't think it's like, oh, good, you're in the position I want you to be in. I think it's just more like this clicks with the narrative I was programmed with.
Maybe.
Or like, it probably mostly goes back to intersectionalism, right, Central Dodo? But it's because like, well, you're a black man, so you've been oppressed by society, so you can hold these capitalistic or misogynistic values because you're already low on the totem pole. If a white man does it, he's so high, how dare he? He needs to be, whatever, blah, blah, fill in the blank. But a black man, it's different. He's been oppressed his whole life, so it's okay coming from him.
Maybe that's it. But there's also the like woke, like a lot. Again, that's another group that girls love rappers. Maybe that's just the edgy guy, money. I mean, because they don't love broke rappers. They're like, oh, I'm rapping, but I'm still working at UPS. I mean, almost fucking hell.
And I would say almost universally, like their actual sexual desires tend to override their politics most times.
Absolutely.
You know, like they'll fuck a rapper or like a rock star one night stand or be used, and like that's still fine because that's still her feelings about being validated by a socially relevant male is way more powerful than her programming in SJW circles.
See, that's the thing. Women they already got a way around all the bullshit. That's why you just
There's no winning. You don't win logical discussions with these people. There's no
there's no
logic.
winning, just losing in different ways.
It's like arguing with your girlfriend. It's like you're not gonna win. You just need to just kind of save face a little bit.
But see, that's the thing. Patrice knew. So we always just try to save face. And that saving, this is why feminism is meant for. We have saved face to the point where they're taking it outside the household structure and they're doing this at a macro level. It's not just a shit test. It's also a needless argument for which they are only saying to get attention from you, sort of thing. Where they're just illogically mad about something that they're not really mad about, but they're just trying to get something out of you. And that's another element of this whole SJW thing. It's like, oh, you're objectifying women. Oh my God, you're a pig. You're this. Okay, in my OnlyFans or this, or here's my no. Now is the thing is.
Oh my God, I saw a feminist pornographer.
Really?
Yeah. I was like, I was on some porn loop, looking up, I don't know, some naked girl, and it clicked on like a link, and it was to her OnlyFans. I was like, ah, fuck. And then it was like next to her, it was like other people you might like, right? And I see like the little byline. I was like, what? And I clicked on it, and this girl, her whole thing was, you should be supporting my OnlyFans because like it was for social justice, like legitimately, like no bullshit. I'd never seen such audacity in my life. It blew me away, floored me. It was something like, do you know that 80% of pornography depicts violence against women? Do you know the models that are being in your porn? If they don't have a blue check next to them, you shouldn't support them. Like there was like a lecture in her OnlyFans bio.
Wow. The nerve of this bitch.
That was a new one for me. That was a brand new one for me. I didn't know that could go that deep.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
One, Newbound Turk, peace out. We're probably going to be leaving for similar reasons because I got to eat too.
Same.
And my man Toxic Man flew.
$5 and a membership. Thank you, Tox. Good to see you, buddy. Oh, by the way, I don't think I mentioned this earlier. I think I was going to. I don't know if I said it out loud. But moving forward, I actually will have Thursday nights off.
Okay.
So I can do the Thursday night throwdown, my friend. Moving forward, towards the end of this month or in June or whatever. I got that night open pretty much forever now, so we can work something out. Tox, the man, because he's now a comics producer.
Tox. Oh, man. Cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I haven't been on that show in a while. I actually have the time off, but I'm usually so tired after work. You know, I try to do other stuff. Yeah.
I mean, I have like a block of days off now, which I was like, that's going to be really healthy for me. Cool. Anyway, Toxic Man Flu for $5. Hail, Tox. Wait, so V-Dub doesn't lay down some beats and then pull his ladies in line after every show?
What ladies? Are you kidding?
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely something about musicians that chicks really just naturally gravitate towards, dude.
Bro, I remember when I said I'm gonna stop rap, a chick broke up with me like 2 weeks after that. Like, what the
Wow.
fuck?
That's brutal.
I wasn't even that famous, but it was just you know.
I was at this show in Brooklyn with a friend of mine, and he was a funny dude. He was actually from California. I like this guy, but he was in a band, and it was in like one of those like hipster rock bands where there's like 10 people on stage, you know?
Yeah.
Like the cute girl who like plays the triangle or some shit. You know what I mean? Not really a musician, just up there for eye candy. And so, you know, he was in this band, and I think he was the lead. I think he was like the lead singer or whatever. So after they...
work.
What's that?
He actually did work in the band.
Oh, yeah. No, he like wrote songs, and he was like a real musician. But afterwards, he came off, and these two girls... I was talking to him, you know, just like on the side. And these two like gorgeous girls that came over to me. And now, mind you, we were living in Brooklyn. So, like, it's a very unique kind of person. Like, it's, like, kind of hipstery and sort of, like, intellectually. This was, like, 2010, 2011.
Okay. Because I'm like, depending on the year, Brooklyn can mean, like, Brooklyn or Brooklyn. It's like, oh.
No, it's not like hip-hop Brooklyn. It was all, like, white kid, you know, hipster Brooklyn. But it still wasn't... But it wasn't like Alabama State, like hot chick, big tits kind of white girls. You know, it was all like kind of funky, artistic girls or whatever. And out of nowhere come these who like Pamela Anderson looking, like gorgeous blonde hair, like just, you know, like Midwestern type chicks. I'm like, first of all, where do you even live? Like, how are you here right now? Like, you don't live down the street in Fort Greene. I know that for sure because I would have noticed you. But I'm just like blown away. And these chicks were just like bubbleheads, you know what I mean? Just like, wow, that was great. You know, just like airhead, gorgeous chicks, you know, just like standard groupie. And like, we're all over my friend, like all over, and looked at me like I was like trying to take him away from their conversation. And meanwhile, I'm just standing there watching. But they were looking at me like, just like essentially like go away, like you're ruining this moment for us, you know what I mean? Which I was like, he's my friend, like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm allowed to talk to him, he's my friend, what the fuck's going on here? But it was just like, bro, that gravity of a musician to chicks, it's just like, I think he conjured them from heaven. I don't even think they existed until he performed, and he just pulled them out of thin air, and then they came to like try to suck his dick. It was amazing.
Like an enchantment thing with music. I don't know. I'm not photogenic enough to enchant my way to pussy, man. I've never music my way. I mean, some girls may have thought it was cool. Some like, oh yeah, everyone's a rapper, yeah. But I've never been able to music. But like I said, the one girl did around time. Like, man, I'm in my mid-20s. I'm not gonna do this shit anymore. I'm just, you know, it's fun. I don't really listen to this shit anymore. And yeah, I'm just not gonna do it.
She just like telling her friends she's dating a rapper.
Maybe, or maybe I think it was something with the attractiveness slider. Like, I couldn't bear to lose that slide. And when that shit went to zero, it was like, nah, you're done.
She's just like, what else do you have going on? No.
I thought you were cool. Now you're not cool. You're just a normal human. You're not
Yeah,
hot
you're not
enough
even
to be a
cool.
normal guy, man. Sorry. you were rapper hot. Like, it was like, okay, doing the Biggie thing, but like, I don't know.
Shit.
Bitches be trifling, you know?
They just, you know what? A wise man is this window. Wise man.
Sensual Dildo saying, do you want to know something depressing? That Bad Baby made 60 mil for OnlyFans in a year.
That's Catch Me Outside, right?
Yeah.
I think it's someone else.
Yeah.
Crazy.
That's wild. 60 mil. Holy shit. Good for her. God damn.
Man, I don't. You know what? Listen, pro capitalism. Shout out to her to making money. I don't get. I've talked about the OnlyFans thing. Like, I do get it. It's the girlfriend experience, but I don't personally get like paying a girl. Like, I'm not even on. I hate porn anyway, and I've been on my little no fap thing for a little bit, and it's cool. But like, even when I like porn, I never understood why in this day and age you would pay for it, because
You know what? I kind of figured out an angle on it that I was like, actually, that makes sense to me. So, like, I find porn actresses disgusting. Like, I don't find, like, I always look for, like, amateur shit. I never look at, like, porn stars. I think they're gross. Like, they're always, like, got fake lips and fake tits, and their pussy has just been pounded by, you know, guys with, you know, forearm-sized cocks. And so it's just, like, ugh. Like, I don't find myself in that situation at all. I don't think that's attractive. Like, I would be intimidated and also turned off by her. Like, it wouldn't turn me on. OnlyFans chicks, they are, like, smoking hot, and they show everything off, but they don't have to, like, take all the porn dick on top of it. So there's still like a pristineness to them. And I was like, that's alluring. I see that attraction as a consumer of pornography.
I never thought, like I had said maybe something about the girlfriend experience, that parasocial, seeing the same girl where everyone knows your name, you see, and that element. But there is something to the idea, like, because a lot of these OnlyFans are just playing with themselves, right?
Mm-hmm. I mean,
So-
allegedly, I've only subscribed to one, but
Yeah, because I think there's something to that. Because I hated watching regular porn myself. I didn't like.
And even
I
if she's
never-
fucking someone, it's just her boyfriend. It's not like, or some guy. It's not like a series of guys.
Yeah, I hated. Like, I never got into like following a porn actress. Like, this is my favorite actress. Like,
Never got that.
no.
Ugh.
I'm trying to forget that I do this. I'm trying to not acknowledge to the world that I watch porn, right? Because now everyone's just, oh yeah, of course you watch porn. But there was a time we used to act like you were supposed to act like no one, like, nah, I never seen that shit.
I don't know. I never had that cultural experience.
I did. It was like, oh, you're watching porn on the internet? The fuck, loser! It's 2008. Go get you some pussy. What are you doing?
Wait, hold on, Papa Cotton. He says OnlyFans chicks rail themselves every day for hours at a time. There's no amount of Kegels to come back from that. I don't think it's the same, dude. They're not like deep dicking themselves. It's not the same. And like every girl you know has got a vibrator, bro.
A vibrator, but some of these girls are putting like tree trunks in their, like, not actual.
Okay,
tree
some girls are, but the majority probably aren't. And it's like every chick you know has a vibrator.
Yes, they do.
All of them. So it's like then there's no tight chicks left. It's like I don't think that's true. So it's just like there's something about that, you know. And it's also like how long is she gonna do it to herself for? 5-10 minutes tops. It's not gonna be a 45-minute session.
That's true. That's true.
But anyway, it just made me like, Sentient Dildo would know. Yeah, right. That's
Yeah,
a
he
profession.
would.
We have a professional right here. Didn't even
There you go.
reference.
Got like 15-inch, 17, 20, these massive things.
Like, come on, girls don't. I mean, they like that, but you know, in sex, they don't want to feel pain while they're just hanging out in their bed.
Some girls have that shit's been widening out, man.
That's true too. But I just was like, that angle occurred to me, and I was like, oh, actually, I get that. That makes a lot more sense to me.
I think you are onto something. I do think that's an element. I think that there's a bunch of elements that go on to making the OnlyFans consumer feel like they're closer to the girl, and they feel like it's a better experience than a porn. Like, for some reason, like it's a more, you use the term pristine. I'm trying to think of
Just a little bit more chaste. Like it's more like for you.
Yeah. I was almost gonna compare it to the Chick-fil-A of porn. Just the element of for you, like it doesn't make you feel like a dirty, greasy bastard for beating off. You feel like you're special a little bit because, oh yeah, she's not just some whore. She's Katie too. I don't know any OnlyFans girls, but you know, and I don't know. I think you're showing something.
There's just something about it. There's something where it's like it's also like it's your own feed. You know, it's like your own private porn feed. It's not like Pornhub where you like pop up a video and then there's like a bunch of comments, so you feel the groupness of it. Like this is more personalized, where it's like it feels like it's just for you. Yeah,
it does. It's a more personalized experience, and it's a more catered to experience, and I think that's what people are paying for. Yeah,
I think that's it. And on that note, gotta go because I have to go to bed soon because I have to fly at 5:45 a.m. tomorrow.
Oh shit! Oh yeah.
It's the only flag. I gotta transfer. I gotta transfer in Atlanta.
Oh man, enjoy. I guess. How long is the layover in Atlanta?
Like 2 hours.
Oh man, I guess
Boo.
sleep there.
I don't even know.
People to play.
I don't know. So Ascension Dildo brings up a good point. It says you're supposed to feel like a dirty bastard afterwards. That's how you avoid getting addicted to porn.
I agree, because that's part of why I'm like anti-porn. It's like I hate that feeling, and having not experienced that feeling, it's almost worth the frustration. It actually is worth the frustration. I'm gonna just say it, so courage.
I don't know how you do that.
Now, there are times where I feel like a crazy person, but there's other
Yeah, I
times
feel like I might kill someone. Like I just feel like I would the testosterone would just come out in the wrong way.
yeah.
Like someone's just gonna get fucking,
Man,
like.
I'm not gonna lie. The
throat
first month, I was irritable as fuck. I'm sure. I don't know if it came across,
And I'm kind of an irritable guy anyway.
but I was just
I don't
irritable
need
at
that.
everything. I was just like, man, what the fuck, man? Fuck everything. Like, why am I waiting in line? Why am I doing this? Just irritable.
I'd be
But
angry.
after a while, you get used to it. You just think,
I'd also just be so, like, I'd be dangerously horny, right? Like, I'd see, like, a girl at the gym, like, bend over and do that shit, and I would get, like, it'd probably well up in me in a way that I'd be like, whoa, okay, I gotta go.
after a while, like, because it's almost similar to fasting or whatever. Like, after a while, when you're no fat, you don't have that. Like, after a few weeks, you're not dangerously horny, but there is that first where you're like, my God, you just see you'll see an average chick in yoga pants and just be like, what the fuck? I would fuck girls that you would never even go at.
Yeah.
They're just all of a sudden hot to you at first.
Yeah,
And
see
after a
some,
while-
like, Mexican mom at the supermarket with, like, a fat ass, and you're just like, oh, no.
yeah. No, even the ones with a flat ass, you just look just because there's some ass cheek in your face. You're
Just
like,
something.
yeah. But then after a while, you're just like, whatever. And I mean, it helps with discipline. I've been able to like intermittent fast. And
Did you
do
get,
certain
do you levitate yet?
I did not levitate. They say you get superpowers. I don't know about superpowers.
You haven't got any superpowers yet? All right, hang in there.
Yeah.
You'll get some. All right. Well, folks, thank you very much for watching. No Patreon this week, unfortunately. I mean, you mentioned that earlier. I've just been honestly busy. Like, I mean, I have to get ready for this fucking trip, and I've just had to work last night. I really have no free time. But we will get another one up next week for sure. Wake Down. Hell, what's up, Wake Down? Good to see you, brother.
Light back.
Oh, whatever. I don't give a fuck what you like and what you don't. Wake Down. Yeah, but thank you for watching. We'll be on, as always, next week on Vidge's channel. This week for the Cocktail Lounge, Vidge will be guest hosting. So if you don't like me, you get more Vidge.
There you go. So yeah. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
Gonna be
All
fun.
right, folks.
We will not talk woke shit. I don't know what we're gonna talk about, but it's about the least woke shit as we possibly can.
You should try to turn on Red Shirt to some hip hop. That would be an interesting show.
Oh man, that might fuck you up. We were talking about the copyright strikes.
Yeah, you can't do it, but it'd be a fun way to do that.
Yeah, unfortunately, the music is the hardest core one with these strikes.
God damn. Got us handcuffed.
Maybe I'll play them some Griselda. Maybe I think they won't fuck with us. They're small. Well, they're on Shady though, aren't they? So the
I don't
label
know.
might do it.
I have no
Since
idea.
Dildo knows what label Griselda is signed. Griselda is a label themselves with Conway, West Side Gun, and those guys. All right.
All right, that's going to do it. Ogre Squasher, thank you for coming back, brother, and thank you so much for that generous super chat. You're the man.
Thank you, bro.
As always. And Tox, thank you for your super chat. I appreciate you, brother. And if I forgot anyone, I don't think I did. But if I did, my bad. Love you. Can I do August 11th? Probably. Let's talk off air. Yeah. All right. See y'all next week. Have a good one. Peace out.
Peace.